Miami can mean only one thing. The players have got to stay cool. Temple, Miami next. Miami has stormed out of the gate with a full head of steam this season, led by quarterback Brock Berlin and a hard-hitting defense anchored by linebacker Jonathan Vilma. Weapons abound for the nation's #2 team, who will follow the lead of their record-setting head coach, Larry Coker. The Canes are looking to continue their perfect season. Temple stands in their way next. Those powerful Hurricanes are set to hit the field once again, second ranked in the nation, undefeated, and winners of 25 straight home games here at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Today, Temple comes into South Florida thinking upset. It's a Big East Conference matchup. Miami looking to extend on its 26-game league win streak. The Owls hoping for their first conference victory of the season. Hello again, everyone. Welcome to South Florida and the Orange Bowl. Glad you could join us today. Dave Ryan alongside former Rutgers coach Doug Graber. Doug, you talk about dominance at a position. Kellen Winslow defines that at tight end.
Well, he really is something special. He is a rare blend of size and speed. And what I like the best, he is extremely competitive in everything he does. Watch him go up here and just take the football away. He's a lot like his dad in that respect. He can really dominate a football game. He's got, again, the speed that really can make him, watch him lower his pads here and just explode through the West Virginia team. I'll tell you, this guy is really something special.
Loves to take on tacklers. Temple has got to be very concerned with these numbers. First 4 games, he was effective, 9.2 yards a grab. Last 2 games, though, 17 catches, almost 12.5 yards per reception. So for the Owls, they'll go with a 2-prong quarterback attack. Mike McGann will start. Walter Washington, Doug, will come in later, maybe offering the Canes some troubles defensively.
Yeah, they're both outstanding quarterbacks. They both have good size. This is a spread, no-huddle offense that Miami has had some problems with. This is Mike McGann. You see here on the left, he's a very tall, big, strong-arm guy. He's only thrown 4 interceptions this year. Walter Washington was a junior college All-American. He's from Florida originally. Very heavily recruited. He is now just starting to learn this offense.
Both quarterbacks have got to be concerned with the return of Miami star defensive back Mo Sykes. Had a sprained knee last week, missed the Florida State game. He is joined by star linebacker John Vilma. It's the Canes, it's the Owls, head-to-head next from the Orange Bowl. Today's Big East Conference football game is brought to you by Cooper Tire. Proud to be the official tire of the Big East Conference. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing. By Volvo, Volvo for life. By Napa Auto Care Centers. Napa, get the good stuff. By AT&T Wireless, reach out on the wireless service America trusts. AT&T Wireless. And by Advance Auto Parts. We're ready to advance. Advance Auto Parts. Also Hyundai. Hurry into the Hyundai winning season clearance and get great deals on any new 2003 Hyundai. Press-down weather here at the Orange Bowl in Miami. 79 degrees. It is sticky and humid. And the winds slight, partly sunny. Chance of rain later today. Certainly know that the Temple side, Doug, can be very concerned because of the sticky humidity. You know, coming down here as the Knights coach, it was never easy.
I'll tell you what, and in talking to Bobby Wallace this week, he was very, very concerned about the weather. You just can't practice. You can't prepare for it. I mean, you know, you don't have this kind of humidity up in Philadelphia, that's for sure.
6 years as Temple head coach after a great career. Division II, North Alabama, where he won 2 D2 titles. Larry Coker has set a record for the best start, 31 games in Division I college football history. 30 and won the lone loss, the national championship game a year ago. Ryan Monroe will kick off for Miami. Fenton is deep. McConan receives at the goal line. To begin our game today from South Florida. At the 14-yard line, he's dragged down. 14-yard return. Marcus Maxey, the starting strong safety, makes the play on special teams. Mike McGann, junior quarterback, who last year had his troubles with 22 interceptions. This year, according to Coach Bobby Wallace, really has improved his judgment and become a much better quarterback. He'll split time, as we mentioned, top of the broadcast, with Walter Washington. Again, had his troubles last week against Boston College in that VC rout at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia.
And there is a flag on that kickoff, and we're waiting to see.
Holding on the kickoff. Penalty is declined. First down, Temple.
So for Temple, offensive set for them. Running back McConan Fenton waited a long time for his turn behind Tenardo Sharps. Now he is the man there. Leads the team in rushing last week against BC. Demir Cobb became the school's all-time leader in career receptions. Here's the offensive line. C.J. Blumvall, player to watch at left guard. He's from Sweden, Doug, and he's actually a member of the Swedish Marine Corps before he came to the States. Played J.C. ball in the U.S. and now is transferred to D1A to play at Temple. Spread offense, no huddle for McGann. Little quarterback draw, first play of the game. He's got some good yardage. Into the secondary, belted. Oh, was he hit hard? Greg Freed, after the 11-yard pickup, made Mike McGann pay a big price.
Boy, he certainly did.
So for the Hurricanes, defensively, up front, Vince Wilfork is powerful, 346 pounds. Thomas Carroll, a one-man wrecking crew last week against Florida State, recovered 2 fumbles in that game. After the 11-yard gain, McGann able to shake the cobwebs. And ready to go. Again out of the shotgun. Backs to either side. We'll see a lot of that in the Temple offense. Porter is the ball carrier for Temple. He's got a couple on that first down carry. We're about 1 minute into our first quarter. Line defense and the linebackers led by DJ Williams and Butkus Award candidate Jonathan Vilma. First team all Big East performer a year ago. No Sean Taylor in the secondary today. A shoulder injury sidelines him. Mo Sykes, as we mentioned, is back. He missed last week's game at Florida State with that sprained knee. Offensive leader. Saw all the signals and all the calls back there in addition to Vilma in the linebacking corps. After the 1-yard gain, little play action. McGann in some trouble. Throws on the move, and it's incomplete. Better judgment from Mike McGann there.
Well, that was a good decision because they actually were trying to run the shovel play, and Miami had it just blanketed and just throw it away.
Oraka Atkins, who leads this team in sacks.
Take a look at it right here. You see, he's going to try to get the shovel, but they had it well covered. Vilma was all over it. So he's nice job by McGann there, just throw it up in the stands.
3rd and 9, initial possession of the game for the Owls. Watch that BC tape from last week. Nothing we saw the quarterback over center at all. Almost every formation out of the shotgun for Temple. With a spread, no huddle offense. At different speeds, over the middle, it's dropped. An incomplete pass to Buchi Ibe, the junior wide receiver. And that is something, Doug, that plagued Temple last week miserably. Drop passes and just key mistakes like that, getting you out of the game so early.
Yeah, and I don't think he would have had the first down here anyway because they had it pretty well covered by Vilma. But I'll tell you what now, you know, this Miami team is going to flat hit you. Now, watch the hit right here on the quarterback after the throw. Yeah, he pulled off him. That's a good job there. That's not a penalty.
Orion Harris providing the pressure on McGann. Laughlin the punter, but penalty flags will stop this play. So Roll is the deep man for the Canes. Wasco Parrish, normally the top punt return man.
Offsides on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Remains 4th down. They'll punt again. Parrish was absolutely crushed. An incredible hit last week at Tallahassee. Was hospitalized for a couple of days. Will be all right, according to the coaches. Spoke with Larry Coker, his coordinators this week. So Roll is back and stands at his own 35-yard line.
Temple looked like a few butterflies that opening series to me.
Mike McLaughlin will punt. He replaces Garvin Ringwelski, who began the season as a #1 punter. Another flag is down. Beautiful kick from McLaughlin. Roll at his 25-yard line. Seen makes a move to the near sideline. And finally snowed under. Troy Bennett got there, 44 and white. Ball was loose at the end of the run. Owls say they've got it. Officials agree. And Temple takes over. And about the 37-yard line of Miami. 14-yard return.
Offsides on the defense. Penalties declined. 1st and 10. Temple.
Everything linebacker Ryan Wallace hopped on the ball after the hit from Bennett. And Temple a break.
Here it is right here. There's stripped the ball right there, and out on the ground it comes. Beautiful job at Temple. Now, I'll tell you, if Temple's going to have a shot today, Dave, I mean, very realistically, they're going to have to get turnovers. I think they have to get a minimum of 3 turnovers in this game to have a chance. But, you know, a lot of these players at Temple have been recruited and came here with the idea they want to play against Miami. Well, here they got them.
Temple coaches and Bobby Wallace telling us this week, how many chances do the Owl players get a shot at a potential national champion? Well, here it is today. Handoff. Goes to Porter. Jamil, a nice move. And he's close to first down yardage. We're at the 26-yard line. The Canes 8-yard pickup. Canes turnovers have plagued them this year. This against Boston College on a pass from Brock Berlin. Kellen Winslow last week was stripped at the end of a brilliant run. That covered by the Seminoles as well. And the interception thrown in the second half by Brock Berlin. Miami had a 22-0 lead in that game over their arch rivals. Ended up winning 22-14. Last 4 games, quite a few turnovers. Upthrow Wohl trying to hand it right back to Temple in the turnover department. Second and short. Fenton gets the carry and he's bottled up. Not much, man. Gained about a half yard on that left side. DJ Williams, the outstanding linebacker from Pittsburgh, California. He's in Northern California. Played for that legendary high school program out there, De La Salle. Talk about top college prospects from that part of the country. Came all the way out to the southeast to play football.
Yeah, these 3 linebackers from Miami are veteran linebackers. They really know what they're doing, and they are very, very quick.
Carroll, Woolfolk, Harris will provide the pressure here on 3rd and short. Again, McGann shotgun. But flare pass incomplete. Looking for Demir Cobb, and a late flag.
That's going to be a late hit.
McGann was buried. Wilfork, the big man, was there at 345 pounds, and that is a lot of tonnage, Doug, coming at you. If you're Mike McGann, it'll be an automatic first down.
And I'll tell you, Wilfork has had great penetration in this first opening series, and well, that is a very, very foolish penalty on Vince Wilfork. I mean, that is a really foolish play. They're going to call that every single time.
The junior out
Roughing the passer.
Beach
On the defense. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
Dave, I mean, he took about four steps to the quarterback after the ball was gone.
Well, Larry Coker told us this week, Doug, about discipline with his team. We really wanted to shore up on some of those mental errors. And of course, our heavy favorites today, they've got to worry about a Temple team that, with the spread offense, as you mentioned, top of the broadcast, could create some trouble.
Miami's been their worst enemy, their own worst enemy in this opening series for Temple.
Sean Zarka and Demir Cobb, all-time leading receiver Temple history, are split out to the right of McGann. On first down, quarterback Keat, little option play. McGann inside the 10-yard line, down to about the 6. Thomas Carroll, the right defensive end, tracks him down. Pickup of 6 yards. McGann, according to the coaches in our conversations, Doug, not known for his good footwork, but he looked pretty good on that keeper.
Caught him in a blitz, and this is a different play, and caught him in the blitz, and away he goes. And got 6 yards. Excellent block by Goodman on the corner, and that allowed him to get a solid, really 7-yard gain. Temple has struggled in the red zone this year. They have to score when they get in the red zone.
That was Phil Goodman, top of your screen, split to the left. Quarterback draw. And very close to the first down. He needed the 4 for a first and goal situation for Temple. And officials will take a look.
The defensive coordinator, Shannon, is bringing the heat for Miami. He feels a lot of times when you don't start off well as a coordinator, you want to do that just to get the momentum going, get it going for yourself. Randy Shannon, Miami defensive coordinator.
11 turnovers forced in the last 3 games for Randy Shannon, that defense. One of the top young assistants in the nation, won the Frank Boyles Trophy a couple years back. First down for the Owls, for the top assistant in the nation. That's a high honor.
You know, and Temple has been in the red zone 28 times this season with only 16 scores.
Doug, here the Napa
Here's definitely
the game.
No question about Miami. First of all, they've got to run the football and mash these guys a little bit. They got to get 150 yards rushing, in my opinion. Defensively, Temple's got to get at least 3 turnovers. We've seen 1 on their special teams already. That's going to be a key thing.
First and goal for the Owls. So the fumble from Antrell Roll on the punt return, a big key for Temple. They were out of the game so quickly last week against BC. Different team today. And they'll shovel play looking for Fenton. And he stopped short of the goal line. Stood up at about the 2. Vilma was there, the All-American candidate. 3rd tackle already in the afternoon for him.
Boy, Vilna is 6'2", 223, but man, I'll tell you what, he can really uncoil. Take a look at Vilma right here. Just absolutely uncoil on the shovel right there. Up and through. Coaching-wise, that is exactly how you would like to have it done.
3 receivers. As you look at Vilma's numbers, split out to the right now, and look at that. He's actually over center on an offensive play. You don't see it often on the spread offense. Fade pattern, end zone, looking for Goodman, overthrown. Alfonso Marshall, left cornerback from Clewiston, Florida, the senior on the cover.
And Alfonso Marshall got a great jam at him on the line of scrimmage to totally take away the timing of that play on the fade route. Take a look at it right here. Look at the jam he gets right there. Forget it. That play's gone. No chance. That is a great play by Alfonso Marshall. You know, Dave, if you can get your hands on those wide receivers when you're going to press like Miami does, then those receivers are in for a long day if they can't get off the press.
Doug, no question, huge play early in our game today. What an opportunity for Temple to take the lead against second-ranked and undefeated Miami. 3rd and goal, quick handoff, Porter. He dives toward the end zone, he's in, touchdown, Temple. Jamil Porter scores. And the Owls, on the 2-yard touchdown run by Porter, take the 6-0 lead and take advantage of the fumbled punt by Antrell Roll.
What a great opening drive by the Temple Owls in this offense. They came out after the first initial problems. They were very composed in the rest of the drive. And take a look at it right here. It's a trap. And he does a great job of staying after, pushing it all the way into the end zone.
Jared Davis will try to tack on the PAT, and he is certainly having troubles this year. Been benched for a while. Field goals have been an issue. He's just 7 of 17 in that department, but he tacks on the point after here. Jamil Porter, the junior from Rochester, New York. Quick handoff inside. Scores from 3 yards out. Nice drive by the Owls. They've got a lead. Jamil Porter, Doug, had all of 21 attempts, 51 yards coming into this game on the ground this season. No touchdowns, but dominant in that first drive.
He had a great job by the backside guard here, C.J. Blumfall, right there, number 50. Good explosion and a great job by Porter pushing it in.
Another one of the transfers for Bobby Wallace. Jamil Porter spent time at the New Mexico Military Institute. 3 of the Owl players in the current roster went to school there. J.C. left. Jared Davis will kick off from his 35. Jenkins back deep, in addition to Hester. And it goes out of bounds. So great field position for the Canes to begin their first drive of the game.
I'm not sure exactly what they were trying to do on that kickoff. That was weird. They normally hit a lot of high lobs on the kickoff. I think he just missed it.
From Shreveport, Louisiana, the transfer from Florida, who beat his former teammates in an incredible comeback at the Orange Bowl earlier this year. And then the unbelievable finish here at the OB against West Virginia to keep his team undefeated. And the slop and muck last week in Tallahassee, just effective enough. Dominant performance by the Canes defense last week. Chris Ricks had no room to do a thing. Jared Payton, outstanding, a career day for him. Here's the game. Dotting the I. Hand up to Jared Payton. Up the middle he goes. Picks up 4. Ryan Wallace is in on the stop. So among the skilled players, Canes a bit depleted. Roscoe Parrish, as we mentioned, out for the game. Another devastating hit against Florida State. Frank Gore is also out with the ACL problems, but Jared Payton, a career best day at Florida State. Watch for redshirt freshman receiver Ryan Moore to have an impact today as well. Number 85 from Orlando. Offensive line as well. Very big, very effective. Vernon Carey, Carlos Joseph players to watch. No sacks allowed in the Seminoles last week. Payton again, stumbles for it. He needed the 45 for a first down. He's shy a couple of yards, and it'll be third and short coming up. Troy Bennett into the stop for Temple. Up front for the Temple defense, Antoine Burton, a monster, the nose tackle, 330 pounds. Defensive end Christian Dunbar, a native of Liberia. His grandfather was the president of that African nation. The linebackers led by Ryan Wallace. He is quite a motor, never stops going. Z. Jackson, second on the team in tackles to Wallace in the secondary. Defense surrendered 158 yards last week. Derek Knight, the top runners in the nation, top 5, in fact. On third down, first reception of the day for Winslow. And he's got first down yards to the 47-yard line. Bennett again in on the stop for the Owls.
And I tell you again, in crucial situations, you're going to see Brock Berlin right there, and you're going to see a bunch of him going to Kellen Winslow in crucial third down and 3. You know who you want to get it to right there. No question about that. Nice job of knowing what he had to do to get the first down.
7 catches, 106 yards, Doug, last week against Florida State for Winslow.
It's a simple option route.
Talk about reliable. It's almost like handing the ball off. Yeah. He's that good. On first down, a little play action. The lay hand up goes to Peyton Jarrett. Stumbles toward midfield. That's where he is stopped again by Troy Bennett. Give him 3 tackles on this drive, and he forced the fumble on the on-trail roll. The punt return that gave the Owls the ball back. Numbers for Peyton. What a story. He wore his legendary late father Walter Payton's jersey to the game. Tallahassee last week. Had it on and speaking to reporters afterwards. And said the presence was with him of my dad. 34. Sweetness. He was awfully sweet in the field last week. First ever touchdown reception for Jarrett as well. In that 8-point win over Florida State. Sunshine State showdown. On second down, Berlin. Incomplete, looking for Cineris Moss. On the near side. Coverage there from Ray Lamb, the junior of Fort Worth, Texas.
And we've got a flag on the field, and that we may have a hold here against Miami.
Tasso Apostolides certainly hopes so. A huge hulking defensive lineman for Temple.
You know, Dave, this is really the first time this year we're listening to the call.
Holding on the offense. 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat second down.
Look it up at 93 right here. He beats him inside, and that's what happens when you get beat. That was Chris Myers that what they got for the hold there. It was a good call. This defensive front of Temple has really had their injury problems this year. I mean, they have been in and out of the lineup, different guys every single week at every position. This is the closest they've been to being healthy all year long.
Dug after the penalty. Canes backed up to their 40. Second and 17. Kevin Beard, top of your screen in motion and more penalty trouble. Apostolides may have been a little bit anxious.
Just a little bit anxious.
Line of scrimmage.
Prior to snaps, offsides on the defense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Right there, hard count just got him. Nice job by Berlin. Again, I'll guarantee you, this Temple team is fired up today. They're ready to rock and roll. And early in the game, you can catch them like that.
Doug, this is a different team than we saw last week against Boston College.
Total
question
different
about it. They were so out of whack in that game. Fell behind 28 zip and was overruled. Peyton running over tacklers. Close the first down yards. I believe he's got it to the 42-yard line. 13-yard pickup. Lawrence Wade knocked him down, but really it was Peyton who initiated the contact deep in the Owls secondary. What a run.
This is just a straight power play right off the tight end Winslow's block. He got a key block right there, and that's just power running right by Jarrett Peyton. Really had a lot of injury problems during his career here at Miami, and finally as a senior, he's a guy that just hung in there. Had a serious auto accident, a lot of different problems. But his senior year, he's delivering in a big way.
Yeah, Larry Coker tells us how impressed he's been with the perseverance of Jarrett Payton. From the 43 of the Owls, a little play action for Berlin. Got more. Inside the 25 of Temple, another big pickup. The redshirt freshman gains 19 yards. Ryan Moore. And another Miami first down.
This is a very, very impressive throw on the play action right here, which holds the backers. And watch him throw this outcut. Man, he let that one go right on the money. And now you got Ryan Moore as a young guy who really has talent here. He missed the spring with an injury, but he is the young redshirt freshman that really has a chance to be a great player down the road.
Larry Coker, career high, 7 catches, 81 yards, and that miraculous comeback against West Virginia. This is that game you saw on ESPN from the Orange Bowl. 1st and 10 again for Berlin. Near side pass, got Winslow, and has another Miami first down. To the 8-yard line, and Temple pick up a 14. It'll be 1st and goal for the Canes.
This opening drive has been a Kellen Winslow, Jarrett Payton show, no question about that. They have made all the crucial plays, and this offense has to continue to improve as the season goes on. Take a look at here at Berlin again, right on the money. Excellent, excellent timing, and I'll tell you, you want to get it to that young man, no question about that.
8th play. This drive for the Canes. Winslow continues his dominance. Now lined up. Initially to the left of Berlin, then flashes behind him in motion. Up the middle, Jarrett Payton, touchdown, Miami. 8-yard touchdown run for Payton, who continues the momentum from his career best day at Florida State last weekend.
Well, the offensive line, they've only given up 3 sacks this year. This is a young offensive line for Miami that has continued. Watch him right here. I mean, he's virtually untouched into the end zone. This offensive line of Carey, Winston, Rodriguez, Myers, and Joseph is a group that has improved dramatically during the season.
4th rushing touchdown of the season for Jarrett Payton. John Petty, outstanding freshman kicker for Miami, who's been incredible and won games for them already. And this is 1st year near Coral Gables. Tacks on the PAT for Larry Coker. 65-yard drive yields a touchdown for the Canes. It'll be the Orange Bowl in Miami. 2nd-ranked Canes have tied the game with Temple. Jarrett Payton, a little water injection, that vest to help cool things off. We saw that at the top of the broadcast. Excellent drive for him. 5 carries, 32 yards, and the 8-yard touchdown burst as well. Napa key to the game, Doug, for the Canes and Temple.
Well, Miami has been outstanding on 3rd down, and they have been close to 85% this year. They have to continue that. Temple has had their problems in the red zone, major problems, and a good start for them right off the bat. First time in the red zone, touchdown.
Here's Brian Monroe, freshman from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Also the punter will kick off. Fenton deep in the end zone. Wisely takes it 8. And the Owls on the touchback will take over at their 20 in this tie game. Head-to-head, folks, it's been an incredible dominance for Miami with Temple. These games have not really even been close. 11 straight wins, 5-0 against the Owls at the Orange Bowl. In those wins, Doug, of the OB, outscoring Temple 224 to 27. So to be in the game now for Mike McGann, this close has got to be a confidence boost.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I thought we might even see Walter Washington quarterback this 2nd series, but they've elected to stick with McGann, and why not? He had a great opening drive.
Always stick with a hot hand, coach. You know that, right?
You bet.
Especially based on the numbers and being such a huge underdog today against powerful Miami. Shovel pass, Fenton up the middle. Stopped by Vilma. A nice pickup of 7 yards for McCohen Fenton, the superback senior, really waited his turn at Temple. Had some rib injury issues over the past few weeks. Finally, the coaches tell us he's healthy and ready to go today.
And now we've just seen Temple substitute, and all the plays are called from the sideline. And so you'll see the whole offensive team look into the sideline to get the signal from the offensive staff. And now we got 4 wide receivers and 1 back on the field.
And you can tell just from the junior living room, folks, it's a spread offense. As Doug mentioned, the 4 wideouts, just 1 back next to McGann, shotgun. Not always easy to stop. Carroll some pressure, and he tracks him down from behind. Thomas Carroll got there. Talk about speed.
Wow.
And we mentioned watching the game films of Florida State last week. In the muck and rain in Tallahassee, Doug, he was completely dominant. Recovered 2 fumbles and could have had a 3rd.
Watch him right here to the left of your screen. Beats the tackle, and Thomas Carroll chases him down. 6'5", 230 from Lakewood, New Jersey. Man, can he go. Woo!
I watched him in warm-ups, too. He is cut. This guy is built. Absolute machine. 3rd and short for Temple. And the fans respond. Zarka is the man in motion. Fenton fumbled. He ran right into his own man. And the quarterback, Mike McGann, was quickly covered up by Orion Harris. And they'll be forced to kick.
They tried to run a trap in a short yardage situation, and either the quarterback opened the wrong way or the back opened the wrong way. You can run it both ways. Yep. Obviously a screw up right there, and boy, and they had 3rd and inches. That's crucial.
Coming in for Temple, Mike McLaughlin, averaging 38.1 yards a kick, a long of 51. He's not had one blocked all year. Last week against Florida State, Gaines blocked a punt. Turned out to be a huge play. Roll is back deep again. A booming kick from McLaughlin. Didn't begin the season as the Owls' #1 punter.
Look out! Look out!
Just ripped up by Dunbar at the 42-yard line. Christian Dunbar got there. I think, Doug, if he doesn't bring down Roll there, get a piece of his leg, Antrell might be gone.
He's gone, and that's amazing where you can lose a Roscoe Parrish and bring an Antrell Roll in.
So the relative of Liberian royalty, Christian Dunbar, makes a huge play, keeping the Canes out of the end zone on the punt return. Our aerial views, courtesy of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. With us is Goodyear's Blimp Stars and Stripes. At the controls, Captain Larry Chambers from Lighthouse Point, Florida. Hello, Larry, and glad you're with us today. Hopefully the weather cooperates up there. Blue skies to our right, so I think we'll be all right. Canes hope they're okay. Heavily favored. Undefeated, 2nd ranked in the nation. Against Temple, right in this game. Quick pass. Beard's got it. Kevin brings it in. Lost the ball at the end of the run. Officials say he was down. Pickup of 7 yards for Kevin Beard.
Temple is primarily a zone coverage team, and really they're a base nickel package. So you're going to see a lot of the short underneath throws working against these zones all day long. And Beard has been a nice story here. Take a look at it right here. Just a little turnout route, right on the money by Brock Berlin. And no question about the ground caused the fumble. He was already down.
Brock Berlin, great start here, Doug. 4 for 4, 45 yards. And the last one to the senior from Plantation, Florida, Kevin Beard. Pitch goes to Jarrett Payton. That's a nice move. Couple tacklers. Run right by Jarrett. Another big gainer for Payton. He's inside the Temple 40. 9-yard pickup and a Canes first down. Holly and Wade made the stop.
Excellent. I just, you know what, as much as we talk about Winslow as a receiver, he is devastated as a blocker. Look, devastated. Look at the pancake block right there by Winslow. I love watching him. I love watching him play. You know, I coached against his dad for a number of years. Look at Winslow right there. Unbelievable domination up front. And when I coached at Kansas City, I coached against his dad enough. This is like deja vu here.
Darnell Jenkins into the game at wideout. Roscoe Parrish not available after being hurt last week. Here's Payton, left side, lots of room. Jarrett Payton, another tackler misses, 20-yard line of the 15. He's shoved out of bounds, finally, by Yazzie Jackson. Not before another huge pickup for Payton, giving 22 more yards for the Canes. Another Miami first down. He is rumbling on touch, Doug, into the Temple secondary yet again.
Yeah, you got to feel good for this young man. He's really had a lot of problems here. He lost his dad when he was just a young player here. Had a lot of injuries. Look at this run right here. That's a 230-pound back now. That's got a nice combination of size and speed.
Last week, as we mentioned, Derek Knight of BC shredded this Temple defense. 43-yard pickup on the first play from scrimmage. Had over 100 yards in the first quarter. Here, Payton's got 7 carries, 63 yards in the opening 15 minutes. And he carries again up the middle this time. Just gains a couple off the right side.
You know, now that Miami lost Frank Gore, who really was the starting running back coming into this season, he's out for the whole season. Look at the stats here, 8.1. Wow, that's a pretty good start here in the first quarter. But when they lost Gore with the ACL injury in the Florida game, that put the whole load on Jarrett Payton, and they don't have a tremendous amount of depth at this spot anyway. They've got Tyrone Moss, a true freshman, and Jason Gators, who's moved from wide receiver to running back.
He's moved a couple times in his career. With handoff, it's Payton again. Lots of room, Jarrett Payton. Bowling Running through tacklers into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. 14 yards of pay dirt for Jarrett Payton, who in this first quarter has been unstoppable. 2 touchdown runs. And the Canes take the lead. Already 79 yards on the ground, Doug, for Jarrett Payton.
Yeah, this offensive line, coached by Art Kehoe, the fine offensive line. Look at the execution here. Look at the job by Winston right there, number 74, a former tight end who moved to tackle this year.
Redshirt freshman from Clearwater, Florida.
So there's Art Kehoe.
John Petty puts the PAT through, helping Art Kehoe's team to the 14-7 lead, and what a start for Jarrett Payton. Going to inject him again with some of that water into the vest to cool him down, make sure the body temperature stays nice and cool so they avoid overheating, heat exhaustion, and cramping, but he doesn't need it right now. He's doing just fine.
Yeah, it's amazing, you know, how much your body temperature goes up during the game. Look at this offensive line again. Again, you're seeing the second touchdown where Payton was barely touched on his way into the end zone, and that offensive line of Art Kehoe, they are really coming off football, and they were really a work in progress. No question about that. And that is very, very urgent for them to get better here right now. There you see number 77, Chris Myers. Art Kehoe has been the one ingredient. He has been here at Miami for 20-something years through all the coaches. He is a tremendous offensive line coach.
Check in with the Jiffy Lube well-oiled machine scoring drive, and you see it. Jarrett Payton, a 14-yard run, capping off a 5-play, 54-yard march, just over 2 minutes. And if you look at the numbers with Miami, they had an incredible quick strike offense. 6 touchdowns before today, 2 minutes or less, Doug. 9 of 15 overall, under 3 minutes, so you make it 10 of 16 after that last one. Jamil Porter, who had the touchdown run for Temple, looking the right side, looking for some room to the 35-yard line. Nice return. As Monroe, the kicker, tracked him down. Not just a punter and a kickoff man, Brian Monroe, some athleticism.
You know, it did look like he was going to bring it out, and I think Miami relaxed just a little bit on the coverage, and then off he went.
We'll see how the Temple confidence affected by back-to-back Keene touchdown run. Take a moment to thank our corporate sponsor, Cooper Tire. Proud to be the official tire of the Big East Conference. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing. Walter Washington, as promised, is into the game here for Temple, Doug. Their quarterback, JC transfer, who incredibly, from junior college ball, went to fall camp at Temple and has made a big impact in his first year. No redshirt year, no time off. He has fit in very well.
Very, very important now that Temple answers
keeper,
the bell here.
And he's got 240 pounds worth of power. He's finally brought down.
That was a great fake. I mean, that was a great fake.
Snap. Delay of game, however, on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Rod McGinn, our referee in the Big East Conference, says that will not count. We're backing up 5 after.
Please reset the game clock to 1:42.
Play clock had expired.
That's typical of a young quarterback. He's in the game first time, getting a little excited. Forgot to check the clock down in the end zone.
Transfer from Dodge City Community College in Kansas.
You know, he was offered by Nebraska. Right. He was heavily recruited.
6'2", 246-pounder, but because he just had the 1 year at JC in Kansas, he's got 3 years of eligibility. Just a sophomore now for Temple. And he is a low, big guy, 240 plus. Here's Porter, tries the left side. Vilma sticks him after a gain of 3 yards. Fifth tackle of the game for Vilma.
And right off the bat, we see Miami getting the one safety in the box, bringing 8 in the box. They must have had an excellent feel that was going to be a run based on their stats of first and long, because Greg 3 moved right down and in essence really was playing linebacker on that play. Now it looks like 5 wide receivers in the game.
3 to the right of Washington, including Bucci Ibe, 14 in white. Split all the way to the bottom of your screen to the far right. Lost the snap. Ball loose. Vilma covers for Miami. Jonathan Vilma makes a great defensive play. Temple, a key turnover, and the Canes take over.
Great job by Randy Shannon, Miami defensive coordinator, because when you get a no-back offense like this, that's what I like to do. I want to blitz it every single time, and they certainly did. And again, Walter Washington got a little excited there. Saw the blitz coming, forget to look the football in on the snap.
Second fumble recovery of the year for the star linebacker John Vilma, senior. Jason Gathers is into the game. Will be dotting the I here. Behind Brock Berlin. Play action. Kevin Beard. 15-yard line, makes a move. Looking for the sideline and the goal line. He's knocked out by Yazeed Jackson. Pick up a 13 for Beard. Another first down for Miami.
And I'll tell you, you just cannot lay off a receiver like Beard that much. I mean, the corner gave him fully 11 yards here. Just look at all the room out here. And I'll tell you what, you cannot do that to a quality receiver, because now you can't come up, and now you got to make a great open field tackle because you let him get set.
Mike Colley helping out on the tackle for Temple. First and goal, just inside the Temple 10. That's Winslow, the man in motion, behind Berlin. Gathers. Just a couple yards up the middle. Give him one. I mentioned he has changed positions a couple of times. In Delray Beach, Florida. Played both tailback and wide receiver.
Senior team player. He's going to do whatever the coach is asking him to do. Whatever I can do to help coach, that's what I want to do. Great attitude. And I'll tell you, Temple looks a little bit out of breath here already on this first series. And you bring these kids down to this heat and humidity from Philadelphia. And if they're on the field a long time, you've got to rotate players. You have to.
Kyle Kobia and Gathers behind Berlin on second goal. The 1-yard pickup. Gathers again. The middle it goes. Inside the 5. Trips ahead to about the 4-yard line of the Owls. That's where it'll be third and goal. Yazeed Jackson's third tackle of the game. Free safety defensive leader for Temple. That is the end of the first 15 minutes from the Orange Bowl in Miami. Great start for the Owls on the recovered fumble punt. And quarter score for Temple. However, the rest of the quarter certainly belonged to Jared Payton. 2 touchdown runs. The Canes marching again deep in Temple territory when we come back to the Orange Bowl in Miami. Next, the great running of Jared Payton, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns already, and so far a perfect day from Brock Berlin. 5 of 5, 59 yards. Canes driving again. Speaking of passing numbers, here are the Volvo Big East leaders. We see Temple, as we mentioned, Doug, up the top of the broadcast, #1 in passing per game. Miami not far behind.
Yeah, it looks like Temple has come into this game playing with the idea of running the football out of that spread offense. They've really had more success doing that up to this point. Key third down here now for Miami.
Beginning the second quarter. Payton has the 2 touchdown bursts, but Gather stays in to the right of Brock Berlin. Standing transfer quarterback from the University of Florida by way of Shreveport, Louisiana. 3 receivers in this set for Berlin. Looks to the left side, and it's overthrown. In there for Moore. Covered from Ray Lamb.
Good throwaway by Berlin because everything was covered. That was a great job of Temple now in the red zone that time. I mean, he had to throw that football away. There was no place to go. Excellent coverage by Temple.
Big East leader in field goals is John Petty, redshirt freshman for Miami. He's made 13. He missed the first of the game last week at Florida State, but remember how muddy and rainy it was there. Lost his footing. And he was perfect the rest of the way. School record, 5 field goals, including the game winner here on that huge Thursday night victory on ESPN over West Virginia. 21-yarder, the freshman, and he continues his great kicking this year. Field goal for the Canes. Temple, another crack at it when we return to the Orange Bowl. Big East action continues. Let's check in with our ESPN game track, Doug. First quarter, big play early. Antrell Roll had the fumble. Bennett caused it. And then Jamil Porter cashed in for the Owls, but Jared Payton from that point on really took over.
Yeah, they really answered the bell here, that Miami offensive line in particular.
Huge first quarter. Jared Payton, and then the field goal just moments ago from John Petty. Brian Monroe, very short kick. Free ball. That one's got to watch out. Fenton eventually picks it up and stumbles outside the 20 to about the 22. And the miscommunication could have been disastrous. We saw that last week in the Florida State game, Doug. Little kickoff down the left sideline was grabbed by Miami out of midair. Player kept his feet in bounds, and an incredible play gave the Canes the ball back.
Especially when you're kicking into the wind, which they were. That lob kick just hangs up in the air, and you know you have to make loud, clear decisions and call it out. And I like it here by Bobby Wallace, head coach. Come right back with Walter Washington. Had that very, very tough opening. I think only 3 plays. Get him back in there, get his confidence going.
Play clock violation and the fumble is recovered by Vilma on the shotgun. From the 21, Temple starts his drive. Harris, wow, running over tacklers. Jamel Harris made that Washington carry. Walter Washington, the quarterback, keeps himself. And we talked about his power, 19-yard pickup for Walter, 245-plus pounds. That is quite a punch.
Quarterback draw all the way, no question about it. Nice block by the left guard. Watch this right here. Whoa. That's like a fullback.
And that's Mo Sykes, the star safety for Miami. He just got steamrolled by Walter Washington. Oh! Hey. That happened last week in the Boston College game where he laid out an Eagle defensive back in the same fashion. This is Fenton. Double team. Williams brought him down, the outstanding senior linebacker. His 3rd tackle of the afternoon.
You know, and this looks to me like Temple is taking a page out of the West Virginia notebook in that they run the same style spread offense, but West Virginia runs the ball very well out of the offense, and that is clearly what Temple's trying to do today. And I like the philosophy because I'll tell you what, this front 4 of Miami can flat get up the field on you and rush the passer, which we've already seen. You've got to get them back on their heels a little bit.
Shotgun for Washington. Fakes an option pitch, keeps, and it's buried. Santonio Thomas got there, a loss of 2 for Walter Washington. That sets up a long 3rd down play for Temple.
And on my count now, that is the 6th time today they've run this little shovel pass, trying to hit the shovel right there. And Vilma, again, had it really well covered. You might want to go to some different plays. Now, I think Miami's got that one smelled out pretty good.
McGann comes back into the game on this 3rd down play. 3rd and 9, just outside the Temple 40. 2 receivers to his right. Conan Fenton is the man in motion. Oh, quick kick from the quarterback. Trying to catch Miami on its heels. Fair caught. Nice play by Sykes at the 35-yard line. Now that is where Miami takes over. 24-yard punt from the quarterback.
That was really, really heads up right there. It's a fair catch, that ball.
Trickery from Bobby Wallace, his team down by 10. Doug, certainly Temple and Bobby Wallace wanted to catch Miami off guard a bit with a quick kick from McGann, but I'm not sure I agree with this one.
Well, it's a good call. He just didn't execute it. I mean, a very, very poor kick. I mean, you know, they could have easily had Miami down inside the 10-yard line had he executed the kick.
If I'm Bobby Wallace here, I want to try to keep the offense on the field as long as possible, considering how the D has been just shredded by the run. Little play action over the middle, looking for his man, Kobia, and it's dropped. Pass incomplete at the 46. Temple to Kyle Kobia.
Nice job of offensive coordinator Rob Chudzinski. What they're trying to do here is they're trying to attack the 2 deep coverage with getting the fullback right down the middle. You see him releasing right there. He's wide open. Ball was thrown just a little bit back behind him. There's Rob right there, and I'll tell you, this young guy played here, was a tight end here, and he has done an outstanding job with this offense. Outstanding young offensive mind.
Rob told us that Roscoe Parrish, off that hit from Sanford Samuels, had the MRI this week. Should be okay to come back, they hope, against Virginia Tech November 1st. What a big game that's going to be. Delayed handoff. gathers carry. And he's outside the 40 of Miami to about the 41, setting up third down. Lawrence Wade made the stop.
Yeah, this is the delayed draw. Take a look. Watch right here now. That's Eric Winston, number 74. And I'll tell you, he is just a young sophomore. He was a tight end last year. 6'7", 307, a great young athlete. He could be the next truly great one in the offensive line here at Miami. I mean, this guy, he's just a baby. He's just a growing young man. He's out of Texas, out of Midland, Texas. He was a good tight end last year.
Eric said, plain and simple, we cannot be dominated by anyone, anytime. Putting that challenge out to all comers. In this case, it's Temple. Little screen pass, gathers, makes a nice move. One tackler misses, first down yard, down to the 49 of the Canes. Troy Bennett tracked him down, 7-yard pickup for Jason Gathers. And Miami keeps the chains moving.
Yeah, that was Troy Bennett that missed the tackle out in the open field. And I'll tell you what, I mean, they had him stopped. All you got to do is come up, make the tackle. He was out of control.
Told you about Gathers switching positions a couple times in his Miami career. He's got that versatility. Bennett takes a seat on the Temple bench. Good hands as a receiver. As we've seen, can run the ball effectively as well. He'll carry here on first down. Runs into trouble on the left side, tries up the middle, and it's snowed under by the cherry and white. No pickup there for Gathers.
And to me, this is really the whole key to the football game. This Temple front seven has got to somehow find a way to control this bruising Miami running game. And they're going to keep bringing it now. They're going to keep bringing it the whole game. You're going to see 2 or 3 backs in there, but this offensive line, if you let them get going, they can dominate you.
Ryan Wallace, 7th in the NCAA in solo tackles, 8.83 a game, in on that last team. Along with Adam Fichter, the nose tackle, 58 in white. 2nd and 10 from the Canes 49. Pass drop by Everett, incomplete.
I think that ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. I believe it was tipped. Now that sets up the 3rd and 10 here now. I want to see what Temple's going to do defensively. They have not had the answers on 3rd and long so far.
Kevin Everett, the junior transfer, originally from Port Arthur, Texas, transferred from Kilgore Junior College. There's 2 catches this year, playing behind a pretty good tight end and a guy named Winslow. He'll learn this year behind true greatness. 3rd and 10 coming up. The officials will give us a whistle and a timeout.
Had some confusion. Only had 10 on the field on defense.
Owls use their first timeout of this first half. They're down by 10 to Miami, ranked 2nd in the nation, undefeated at 6-0. Second ranked and undefeated Miami at 10-point lead. Big East Conference action over Temple. Let's check in with our Hyundai cool facts of the game. Now quarterbacks have been running quite frequently, Doug.
Yeah, that's obviously the game plan coming in here to try to somehow control the clock, get the quarterbacks rushing the football. And they've been somewhat effective doing it, but still, Peyton for Miami has more rushing yards than both of the Temple quarterbacks put together.
Gathers still in on this drive. We've not seen Peyton after the 2 touchdown runs in the first quarter. Got a big 3rd down and 10 from the 49 of the Canes for Brock Berlin and Miami. 3 receivers in. Shotgun for Berlin. Steps into the pocket, fires. Got his man. Ryan Moore brings it in inside the 35-yard line of the 34. Yazid Jackson brings him down after a gain of 17 for the Canes.
And that time Temple was in what most people call 2-man coverage. They were in 2-man coverage, and the rule is you cannot get beaten inside when you're in that coverage. And the corner got beat inside badly by Ryan Moore. He made an outside move and came right back and beat him inside.
Temple as a player shaking up at about the 46-yard line. You can see top left of your screen there. Again, the cool facts. 79 yards for Jared Payton. Temple 51 total yards. Had that early touchdown from Jamil Porter, and since then, not much going offensively from either quarterback.
You know, and the timeout that Temple just had to take a minute ago, that was a direct result of trying to substitute and get a lot of different players in the game to somehow handle this heat and humidity that they're not used to.
Check on the injured player for Temple as soon as we get some information for you.
Looks like he's pointing to his right thigh or right knee. There it is right there. You can see he's pointed right to just above the knee. That probably means he took a shot in the thigh, just below the thigh pads.
Tasso Apostolidis, incredible story, whose father was on a Greek naval vessel outside New York City, jumped ship.
Literally.
Walked around for a couple days, literally swam to shore because he wanted to become a U.S. citizen. Started working at a Greek restaurant in New York City and now owns 6 restaurants of his own. Tasso grew up eating some pretty good Greek food. He's up to almost 300+ pounds. And luckily, appears to be all right.
You know, it's pretty neat, Dave, because he's proud of that work ethic of his father, and he has tried to attack this thing the same way. Former walk-on that just kept working and worked his way up, and now is a full scholarship and really probably their best down player up front. That would be a tough loss for them if he's out for the game.
Tasso says in high school, he had a coach tell him, Tasso, you'll never even play Division III football. So he's very proud of a walk-on to scholarship status at Temple. 7th play of this drive. Little play action. Near side pass. Here's Winslow. Spin move. Stays on his feet.
Wow.
Brilliant footwork again from Kellen Winslow, who somehow makes tacklers miss. That is anticipation and instinct both.
You know, it's really got wide receiver type skills running with the football. Take a look at it right here. He in essence, is a 6'5", 250-pound wide receiver in my mind. And I'll tell you, it's scary. He's a lot like his dad, who I saw a bunch of. I was the secondary coach at Kansas City when his dad was in the heyday at San Diego. And believe me, folks, it's very similar.
What a talent. Extraordinary player. It's not often you see a tight end be so dominant at this level. He is just that. Gathers almost lost the ball, regains with a flag down inside the 5-yard line, and we'll check out the marker.
Yeah, and I think this is an illegal crack by Miami. Ryan Moore, the flanker, came in and cracked on the outside backer.
Gerard McGinn says a holding call. The initial indication from the officials. And, of course, Bobby Wallace will take that.
Heck yeah, man. We'll take anything we can get. Well, he's done
holding
a great job.
On the offense. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Repeat first down.
Penalty numbers so far. Larry Coker's team penalized 4 times, 39 yards. Just the 2 so far for Temple. And speaking of Wallace, really a school, a program without a country coming next year. They have no conference affiliation, leaving the Big East Conference. Miami, of course, has gone to the ACC, as is BC and Virginia Tech. So Bobby Wallace told us, hey, we got that stadium now, Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where the Eagles play. Beautiful new facility, and hoping to latch on again with the Big East or someone else to keep the momentum of their program going ahead. It's not easy to accomplish what he has in Philadelphia. Screen pass. It's Gathers. 20-yard line, stumbling in inside the 15. 14-yard line of Temple, 14-yard pickup. Antoine Burton tracked him down eventually, the senior from Buffalo, New York.
And this check down is a direct result of speed. Why? Because their wide receivers push the safety so far back that opens up the check down to Gathers.
To finish that point, Doug, you know very well what it's like to try to coach and win at a perennial underdog school. You did that at Rutgers.
Bobby has done a great job with this Temple program, and you look at the record and say, what? But I'm telling you, it is not an easy situation.
And he's used to winning at North Alabama, 2-time Division II national champion. A little flash pass there to Winslow, incomplete. Coverage from Ryan Gore.
That was the exact same route they had so much success with against Florida State last week in the double crosser. And there's Bobby Wallace, and I'll tell you, folks, he did a great job at North Alabama, and he has done an outstanding job here at Temple. Forget the record. You know, a job like this can wear on you mentally after a while. His staff has been so loyal to him. They've hung with him all the way. And really, he had hoped this would be his best team this year. Just had a tremendous amount of injuries to that defensive front.
This past Sunday, it's announced that he'll be inducted into the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Football member. That comes up May 15th in Birmingham. Alabama next spring. Congratulations to Bobby Wallace. Certainly a high honor. Shotgun for Berlin. Flush from the pocket. Throws on the move. Gathers. Got room. Plowing his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. 15-yard touchdown play. Jason Gathers, who knows what to do with the football after he makes the catch. He was a running back after all in the open field. Almost unstoppable there. 23-7 Canes lead.
And I'll tell you, you could almost see Brock Berlin's confidence grow. This is a heads-up play by him. He can slow the game down and see him will come open right there. Get him the football. Get your playmakers the ball.
Let's go, Canes!
Gathers' second receiving touchdown of the year. From Delray Beach, Florida. He switched positions a couple times, effective at each. Nice little dump pass by Berlin. Canes up 17. Larry Coker en route to yet another victory. After his 30-1 start, best ever Division I history, 31 games into his coaching career.
Yeah, you know, and this is a tough week for Larry Coker because, you know, you're heavily favored coming into this game. But I'll tell you what, you know, he's got Virginia Tech looming down the road here in 2 weeks. And the key thing for him is he has to bring this team on and have them get better and better and better. And in particular, that young man right there, Brock Berlin, because they're still a work in progress. I mean, they are replacing a lot of great players here at Miami. They have to continue to improve.
Mark Jett will handle kickoff duties here for the Canes. Another short kick. Taken out to the 30-yard line or so by Christian Dunbar. And the Army of One feature. Time to take a look at the Army of One, brought to you by the United States Army. Larry Coker, we talked about the incredible start. 29-0 in regular season play. The lone loss, of course, was last year's Fiesta Bowl to Ohio State in double overtime. Mike McGann is back in, quarterback for Temple. Two-time Big East Coach of the Year, Larry Coker.
Lifetime assistant coach and finally got an opportunity to be head coach. Man, what a job.
Talk about taking advantage of your chances. Delay handoff, little communication issue. Taken there by Jamil Porter, who breaks free. Jamil Porter, 10-5, dives in, touchdown Temple. 69 yards of pay dirt for Porter, his second touchdown of the day, and Temple's alive and well.
They caught Miami in a safety blitz, and he hit the right gap. They hit the weak side, what we call the weak side A gap, caught him in the blitz, and he was off to the races. Once he beat the safety, that's it, all the way. Take a look at it right here. There's the blitz right there. You see the safety, number 5, and he's off to the races, and he beat Sykes, and that's it. He's gone. Nice job of sticking in the end zone, and again, they're running the football very well.
What a burst from Porter as he sprinted away there from Montrell Roll. The last crack at stopping the touchdown run for Miami. PAT successful Jared Davis. The longest run play against the Canes this entire season belongs to that man, Jamil Porter, 69 yards. And Temple is just down by 10.
You know, and Miami is the one that you expect Dave to have the big plays, and here now Temple comes up. Take a look at it right here. It's a safety blitz, and once he pops it right there, there's nobody left but the free safety, and he is off to the races. That's a stunner for this Miami defense. That will get their attention in a hurry.
Credit too to McConan Fenton with a nice block on Vilma, sealing the linebacker there and helping spring the long run from Jamil Porter. Just talking about all that Larry Coker has accomplished. You mentioned it's a tough week because you are so heavily favored. You're expected to win by 60. And suddenly the Owls, thanks to Jamil Porter, are right back in this game with 8.5 to go in the first half.
And if you allow Temple to continue to just hang in there, continue to hang in there, then they gain momentum as the day goes on. You got to be careful here. Now, this is a huge drive for this Miami offense coming up.
Strong wind behind Jared Davis, kicking here from right to left in front of us. Open end of the Orange Bowl behind him, and it's really gusting. Darnell Jenkins and Hester are deep. Devin Hester, the true freshman, a 97-yard kickoff return for a touchdown against Florida earlier in the season. Short kick. It is Hester. Just inside his 15-yard line. Stood up, still on his feet, somehow kept the run alive. It's finally brought down by Mike Hawley outside the 25-yard line, about the 26.
We got a penalty on Miami here, all the way up at midfield.
And check out the laundry. Nice effort from Hester.
I think they probably declined this because it's from the spot of the foul, and this occurred all the way the other side of the 50. Oh, Virginia Tech, I'll guarantee you.
That's in Blacksburg.
Legal block in the back. During the kick, penalties decline. First down, Miami.
Absolutely, good call right there.
Our aerial shots courtesy of Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company and its fleet of airships. Today, Stars and Stripes providing these great shots of the Orange Bowl and Miami on ESPN Regional.
Beautiful shots, aren't they, Dave? Just fantastic. All the water. It's quite a scene down there. I've always loved it. Loved Miami. Loved this stadium. Coached a lot of games in here against Dan Marino and that crew when they were here.
Miami, we knew, Doug, prior to this game, had a plan to use Tyrone Moss, Gathers, and Jared Payton. Payton had a great start. We haven't seen much of him in the second quarter at all. Gathers is now out, and Moss is in. Freshman from Pompano Beach, Florida. Quick pass. Flags all over the place. Brought in by Darnell Jenkins, but we'll see if that's coming back as well for the game.
Looks like that's going to be a hold on number 85, Ryan Moore, the wide receiver. A little sloppy here by Miami. Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Fifth penalty of the game for them.
Yeah, they'll definitely take this penalty now. Ryan Moore, young redshirt freshman out of Orlando.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
But, you know, this Temple staff was really worried about this weather here today and the humidity and everything else. And that's one thing. This breeze coming in from the open end certainly does help that.
Penalty numbers, Larry Coker can't be happy about that. Certainly will be addressed to his team at halftime. Just over 8 minutes away. Moss stays in the game. Lone back behind Berlin on first and forever. Quick pass, Winslow. Try to avoid the tackles outside the 20-yard line to about the 23.
Did you see that catch by Winslow? He reached all the way back across his body. He is fun to watch out there. That was not a great throw, but he made a great play out of it. Take a look at it right here. Watch him reach come all the way back. He bumped off there, makes a great reaction back to the football.
A little bit reminiscent in terms of the athletic movement of his body. The way his father could execute that sort of play. And how about the catch against West Virginia on the 4th and 13 in this very building?
Clutch play. We've got a penalty here, offside.
Looks like Temple a little bit anxious at the line of scrimmage. And that twisting, extraordinarily flexible catch by Winslow kept that drive alive. And, of course, Petty won it with a field goal. Initial call is encroachment.
You know, and his dad was bigger.
Offsides on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Kellen Sr., I think, as I recall, was 6'6", about 265, but he's nowhere near as fast as Kellen Jr. Both extremely competitive. I mean, that's one thing that really stands out in my mind as I watch him play. He is so competitive. He has to win in every single thing he does. Hates to lose, Larry Coker says. Hates it.
He is outspoken. Sometimes that swagger can be perceived as being overly cocky. But he backs it up with extraordinary ability. Delay handoff, Moss. Got some room. Tyrone Moss, the burst. Into Temple territory. Still on his feet. Spun down finally. At about the 35-yard line, pick up a 36. Tyrone Moss, the freshman, Eventually tracked down by Lawrence Wayne.
And he's a true freshman, and look at the burst that he shows here. I tell you, that's what Miami can just bring him off the bench. Look at this. Look at the legs on him, and look at that burst. And barely goes down right there. Impressive-looking young runner right here.
One of the top running backs in the history of Broward County here in Florida. Incredible high school career. Just had 67 yards total. Those are the numbers heading into today. They ballooned considerably after the long play there. Cobia the carry. A quick fullback dive up the middle. And he picks up a couple of yards inside the 35 to about the 32. Wait again on the stop. Lawrence, the junior Owlback from Washington, D.C., now has 5 tackles on the day.
And the depth of this Miami program has always amazed me because, you know, Cobia, who just carried the ball, fullback, and you got Quatrine Hill at fullback, who also was outstanding, was a starter last year. I mean, there are 2 outstanding fullbacks, and they fight like crazy for playing time and work hard in practice, have to. That's the only way to hit the field.
Back to the eye. Moss still in there. 2 receivers in. Little play action. Rolling right. Berlin now in some trouble. Johnson trying to track him down. He throws it away. Lots of pressure put on from Jason Johnson from Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. The sophomore at 6'2", 255 pounds. And he had Brock Berlin directly in his sights.
What we've seen today now is Brock Berlin making great decisions early in the season. You know, he threw a lot of interceptions, was a little bit too antsy to make things happen, slow things down. If it's not there, throw the ball away. We got a great football team around you. We don't need you to be Superman. Just have to do your job, and he's certainly now learning how to do that in this offense.
4 of 5 so far. Try and increase the number on 3rd and 7. Canes being threatened a bit here by Temple with some outstanding running. Big plays for the Owls. 3rd and long. Berlin steps into that throw and dumps off to Moore. Takes on Wade, takes him out to the 25-yard line. Very close to the first. He needed to be just inside the 25. I believe he got it. Another first down for Miami.
Yeah, and this is really their favorite pattern. You see, look at the crossing routes there. See the tight end and the wide receiver running the crossing routes. If it's man, they're going to pick. If it's zone, they simply have to find the open spot. They ran that very successfully against Florida State last week. And the big tight end coming across can really clear some things out.
Picks up just enough yardage for the first down. 1st and 10, just inside the Temple 25. Another play action. Going deep, broken up. Yazid Jackson on Kevin Beard. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Canes. Talked about Brock Berlin taking over for the great Ken Dorsey, who won the national championship 2 years ago at Miami. The head coach, Larry Coker, compares them both.
Well, it has been a difference. Kenny Dorsey played over 40 games here, and Brock, again, this will be his seventh start. So that's a huge difference in just the experience level. At his stage, I think very comparable. Probably, I know numbers-wise, Brock's numbers are probably much better than Kenny's at this stage in their career.
2 incredible comeback wins for Brock Berlin. Florida and West Virginia. For a first-year starter in this situation, incredible. Moss the carry. Antoine Burton at 330 pounds, the native of Buffalo, New York, brought him down from his nose tackle spot.
Here's the number now after 6 starts. You can see that Dorsey, the biggest difference here is Dorsey only threw 1 interception where Brock Berlin has thrown 10. But, also I got to say this, Dorsey had a much better experience supporting Cast when he first came in as the starter. Biggest thing here, Berlin 6-0. That's all that really matters, Dave. All the rest of the stats don't matter.
Has responded well to criticism here, despite the fact he's won most games. That is the bottom line. Team 2nd ranked in the nation. You saw the fan earlier holding that sign. They can't wait for VTech. Here, Temple causing some trouble. Good pressure intended for Moss, incomplete. As Berlin had to dump that away. And it'll be 4th down coming up.
The key, I think, for Berlin was in that Florida game when they were actually booing him here in the 2nd half, and he came out and just lit it up and led him in that great comeback. That's when he really matured and really took over this football team.
from the 29, a 39-yard field goal attempt for Petty into a pretty strong win. It was pretty stiff without question. Just under 4 to go in our first half. Petty has been incredible all year long. Freshman. Missed that one. Wide to the right.
Just missed it to the right. Young guy out of Clearwater, Florida, Countryside High School.
He had a school record 5 field goals against West Virginia, 10 in a row before the Florida State miss in the first quarter last week in Tallahassee. What happened here, Doug?
Plenty of distance. It looked like he just didn't quite follow through enough, and the ball just hung out to the right. Just barely missed it. Plenty of distance.
Missed the upright by just a couple of inches. Coming here from the Orange Bowl near downtown Miami, Florida. Second-ranked Hurricanes taking on Temple. Big East action. Over on Doug Graber, our entire crew. Glad to join us today. Temple. A couple of long touchdown plays from Jamil Porter. One of 69 yards, the longest run for a touchdown from scrimmage against Miami all year, has kept Temple alive.
Prior to snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
First and 15 coming up for Temple. McGann back in.
I'll tell you, the one thing that Temple has done now is they have hurt Miami when Miami's blitzed. I mean, I think Randy Shannon now, defensive coordinator at Miami, is going to be just a little bit careful now about blitzing quite so much because they've really caught him in a couple bad situations. And again, you're looking at a 1 back and 4 wide receiver set.
3 to the right of McGann. I think just for the second time today, Doug, that I've counted, he is over center. Almost always from the shotgun. Quick flash pass, Zerka. Sean Zerka trying to run over tacklers. Vilma over there to help bring him down.
And Demir Cobb missed the block out there on the corner, and that's the key thing. The wide receivers, if you're going to run that little quick screen out there, the wide receivers have to block. And he almost totally whiffed, and the result is you got a loss of about 2.5.
Doug, next Saturday at noon Eastern, it is Syracuse and Pittsburgh, the Big East game of the week. A battle of 2 of the most explosive offenses in the conference as the Orangemen led by Walter Reyes, who was leading the nation in rushing prior to just getting smothered by Virginia Tech last weekend. And Larry Fitzgerald, what an incredible wide receiver talent he is, having a huge season for Walt Harris. It's coming up. Revenge, I'm sure, for Paul Pasqualoni and Syracuse on their mind. They were waxed by Pitt in their homecoming game last year. McGann keeps taken down by Kareem Brown, the freshman 260-pound right tackle from here in Miami.
That was the same quarterback draw that broke so big twice early in the game, and that time now you can see it was held to about a game about 5 yards, and Miami really converged on it that time.
Sets up 3rd and 8. See the Canes secondary to left of your screen there on that last shot, waiting to see what happens with the spread offensive Temple to take up their assignments. Mo Sykes, number 36, the safety, calls all the signals for the secondary. He's been pretty busy today. 3rd down, McGann some time. Broken up, nearly intercepted by Williams at the 35-yard line. DJ Williams, very athletic linebacker, almost made a one-handed pick intended for Demir Cobb.
Well, that's the thing here, because this is good protection and the route is coming open. But look at Williams right there. Make that athletic reaction to the ball with his right hand. Gets that big paw up there and knocks it down. Tremendous play in that base 2-deep zone of Miami.
Mike McLaughlin to punt. He'll release it about his own 15-yard line. Montrell Roll is deep man again for the Canes. We had that fumble. His first punt return effort of the day. Temple cashed in on a Porter touchdown run. McLaughlin's been excellent. This is a bomb. Look at that kick. Takes a Temple roll. It's out of bounds at about the 14-yard line of Miami. Unbelievable kick. Mike McLaughlin, 61-yarder with a wind at his back.
The best thing about that is the out-of-bounds deal, because you don't want to give the ball to these great return guys in Miami if you can help it. That was, and they directional punt. In other words, they're always going to try to angle the ball into the sideline one way or the other, and you're never going to get a better example of it right there. That's why coaches like the directional punt.
Remember, he wasn't even the starter to begin the season. It was Garvin Ringwelski. Coming up at halftime, Big East News and Notes, the Suzuki halftime history. We'll talk about 3 Heisman candidates from the Big East Conference. Stats and highlights as well.
Boy, give Temple credit. They just keep hanging in there, just keep hanging in there, making the play here, making the play there. just keep hanging in there. They're hanging tough with Miami right here, only down by 10.
What did Bobby Wallace tell us? As Payton returns, Beard is the man in motion. Special teams have to come through. Can't make mistakes there. Quick handoff. Payton tries the left side. Jarrett still on his feet. A nice second effort. That's out to about the 18-yard line. As we roll out of 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Ryan Wallace, standing. Sophomore linebacker from Pottstown, Pennsylvania, makes the stop for Temple.
He's a good, and now here comes Miami in a no-huddle offense. They're going to give Temple some of their own stuff.
Avoid the big play, keep Miami away from the short field. Special teams. So far, Temple's done a pretty good job in most of the categories. Complete to Beard, but penalty flag is dropped. And we'll check out the initial marker. Looks like in holding territory.
It's in that old vicinity, isn't it, Dave? Well, boys, coaches, you know where that vicinity is. Yep.
6th penalty of the game. And you just know, Coach, that Larry Coker is going to shake his head and talk to the offensive line about positioning, footwork, execution for the second half.
On the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat second down.
Yeah, this is going to set up second and really long, and real long now, deep in your own territory here with 1:33 to go. Now, if I'm Larry Coker, I've got a 10-point lead. You know, 1:33 to go now, and the ball's on my own 9-yard line. Got to be a little careful here in this situation.
Doug, 4 of the 6 penalties we just saw on that stat, holding violations against Miami in the first half. Certainly will be talked about.
A lot of times you get holding penalties when you get just a little bit lazy with your feet.
Moss and Moore, the wideouts, split to the right and left, respectively, of Berlin. Norris Moss, the man in motion. This could be an offside against Temple. Free play for Payton. Bowled over after a couple of yards by Holly. Came up from his left cornerback spot. A sophomore from our nation's capital.
You know, and the flanker was moving to the line of scrimmage as well, so let's see how this one goes.
Offsides on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Yeah, and that's their second offsides today, and you just cannot give a skilled group like this more opportunity. Let's see, up there it is right there. The nose tackle just jumping just a little bit. Yep, and that was Adam Pfister.
Sophomore of Mars, Pennsylvania. 6'3", 280 pounds. Adam Fichter. In the hall up front, trying to shore up defensively against that huge Miami offensive line.
You know, and nowadays they're back to just 2nd and 10. Well, they really had him in a hole. They're all the way back to the 9-yard line.
Clock's rolling here, Coach. 45 seconds and counting. And Brock Berlin does want a timeout. 42 ticks. We're reading the scoreboard here. 10-point Miami lead. Deep in their territory, and I would think, without question, Temple has a moral victory going into the locker room here if it sticks at 10 points. You see the timeouts left for each, a pair remaining for both the Canes and the Owls.
You know, in Miami, this last series now has looked a little bit unsettled offensively. And again, if you're Temple down here, you're right. This is a moral victory. They're hanging in there right with them. Now, you know, last year's game, Temple was down 10 at the half as well. And of course, Miami came out and kind of blew them away in the second half. But again, if you allow this Temple football team to keep hanging with you, then that's a mistake. Because as they gain the momentum, you're going to have a hard time getting it back.
Let's check in with the Allstate College Football Rankings. Brought to you by Allstate. Good hands make all the difference. ESPN USA Today, top 10 coaches poll. There it is. Oklahoma, an incredible win over Texas. Of course, in the Big 12, the Canes and Virginia Tech are on a collision course, Coach.
And that's dangerous because if you're, it looks to me like right now Miami may be looking ahead just a little bit in 2 weeks to that game with Virginia Tech. That's dangerous if you do that.
There's 5 unbeaten teams now in the nation. Hard to believe. Northern Illinois, TCU are lower down in the rankings, and then the top 3 we saw in VTech, Miami, and Oklahoma. November 1st, Lane Stadium, Blacksburg. What a showdown that's going to be. Canes and Hokies. 2nd and 11 here in the final moments of the half. Berlin lets loose. Sideline, it was brought in, but incomplete. Looking there for Quadrant Hill, the fullback, on the sprint route, the far left sideline. Just 34 seconds left. Lawrence Wade on coverage.
And Rob Chudzinski loves to do that, loves to get these backs down the field against these zone coverages. And the fullback, that's his, boy, he almost came up with a spectacular play right there. Wow. But that's a good way to attack these zones, is to try to get your fullbacks down the field, either the sideline or right down the middle against that two-deep zone. That was very, very well played by the Temple defense.
Trying to improve on the third down conversion rate coming in. They were 44%, 35 of 80 for the year. Season opener, 12 of 16 on third down conversions against Louisiana Tech. Quick handoff, goes inside, flags down again. Payton is tripped up at his own 20, well short of the first down. That might be another hold against Miami. Could it be? 26 seconds left in the half.
He almost had the ball stripped. It is. You called it, Dave.
5 holding calls. See if Temple takes it here. Back him up even more. They will decline it.
Holding.
Force a punt
on the offense. Penalties decline. 4th down.
You saw the call of Bobby Wallace taking a timeout right there.
Timeout. Temple. Second charge. Timeout of the half.
Well, as you mentioned, Doug, sometimes a huge challenge for a heavy favorite and a head coach like Larry Coker, knowing that his team is supposed to just bludgeon a school like Temple and advance on to that big game against Virginia Tech. What does the coach think?
Well, you know, you're dealing with let's listen to him. Let's listen to Larry. You're dealing with young people, though, you know, and you never know for sure. You know, you had Florida State one week, and now you got Virginia Tech coming up after this game. It's easy to lose your focus a little bit.
Here's Coach Coker on being the heavy favorite today against Temple.
I think the thing that you see is that you can't look past anybody, and certainly we can't look past Temple. They lead this league in passing offense. They lead the league in sacks. There's a lot of positive things going on at Temple. Bobby Wallace always does a great job coaching. They're a tough team. They're well coached, and we know it's going to be a challenge to beat Temple.
He was right.
Yep. Now, if I'm Temple, I really come after this punt hard. I mean, I sell out the farm, and I'm coming after this baby.
First punt of the day here, Coach.
Yep.
For Monroe and Miami. Yep. He's close to his 10. Demir Cobb is the deep man. Ryan Monroe, left-footed kicker, the freshman. Palm Beach Gardens, Florida.
This is just like a basketball timeout. You want to see how they're going to line up, and now you're going to decide what you're going to do. That's exactly what that is. Because Miami brought the wide receiver in, so now Temple's going to rethink exactly. There's Bobby Wallace. He's the guy coaching this one all the way. And they're definitely going to come after this one hard, and they're trying to get it set up right now exactly what angles and what gaps they're going to hit, especially when they bring that split end in to a tight end spot.
Can't take the timeouts with you, so Coach Wallace will elect to use another play stoppage here with 28 seconds to go. And set up either the big block rush or the return. We'll see. Cobb's got some great speed, the all-time leading receiver in Temple history, and the timeouts have been fully used.
Both of these head coaches are very, very involved in the special teams. Larry Coker goes to every special teams meetings, and you see right there, Bobby is running the total show for Temple on their special teams.
Monroe averages just over 37 a kick, and along of 47 this year.
Nobody deep.
And you're right, they brought Demir Cobb in.
You need a good snap here is the key.
Owls go for the block. So Cobb does drop back a bit. Monroe releases the kick. High floating punt that lands at the 44-yard line. Temple on a very good Miami bounce inside the 25. 56-yard kick for the freshman Monroe.
The key thing there was that was a great snap that really allowed the punter to get into rhythm and get it off. And if you have a great snap and a punter that's pretty quick twitch, they're very difficult to block.
So 16 seconds remaining here for Temple.
That young man is a heck of an athlete there. You know, he's a freshman, true freshman, punter, but he's also, I mean, he's a defensive back, wide receiver. He is a heck of an athlete. I watched him in the pregame, man. He can bomb the football punting.
Involved in a special teams tackle as well in his first half. Temple takes a knee. And that'll do it for the opening 30 minutes from the Orange Bowl. Give Temple some credit for not only hanging in there, they are in this game with second-ranked and undefeated Miami. Just down 10. Coach Wallace being escorted off Mike McGann. And Washington. A two-pronged quarterback attack for Temple has been effective. Jamil Porter, 2 touchdown runs for Temple. And despite some happy times for the Ibises here in Miami, Porter and Temple alive and well, just down by 10 at the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida. More on the way. Temple hanging in there. Coach Doug Graber, without question, 24-14 game. You think about Larry Coker, probably his first thought penalty, 6 for 58 yards in the opening half. He's got to shore that up in the second.
Well, Temple is definitely hanging in there. And to me, really the surprising thing is Temple being the leading passing team in the Big East. And they have come in here, and it was their plan. You can see it clearly. They have run the ball fairly effectively against this Miami defense.
Jamil Porter outstanding in the first half. A couple of long runs, 169 yards for the Temple Owls. Antrell Roll, the early fumble, really got things going, ended up leading to Jamil Porter touchdown run, Doug.
Absolutely, and the turnovers are the key for this Temple team if they're to have a chance.
Great first half. Jared Payton, 80-plus yards for him, a couple of touchdown runs. Didn't play much in the second quarter, though.
Yeah, and I think the offensive line for Miami really dominated middle way through the first and second quarter.
This is Jamil Porter, longest play from scrimmage against Miami all year long. Look at the breakaway speed. Antrell Roll cannot catch it. 69 yards later, and the spectacular dive. A touchdown for Temple, just down by 10. Here are the GM Goodwrench first half stats.
Yeah, and again, the key thing is here, of course, Miami, you talk about balance, 142 rushing, 142 passing. But the key is, to me, for Temple to hang in there, is 116 yards rushing by Temple, and then the leading passing team in the Big East only has 10 yards passing, only 1 completion to a wide receiver.
GM Goodwrench, first half stats. Cruise ships getting set to embark on an exciting journey. Temple would have an unbelievable journey back to Philadelphia if somehow they can continue what they got going at the end of the first half. Jared Davis gets set to kick things off to begin the second half. Miami, of course, this year has had some close calls. Incredible comeback victories over Florida and West Virginia. Davis the boot to Jenkins or Hester. With the wind, Hester wisely will take a knee, and the Canes will take over first and 10 from their own 20-yard line to begin the third quarter. Interesting to see which running back comes in and gets the majority of the snaps. Looks like Payton will hit the field here to begin the third quarter. And as Larry Coker told us during the week, Doug, it was a plan to play 3 backs in the first half. He did just that.
He certainly did. And again, they can run the football against this Temple front. They've shown that. And you've got to keep Payton somewhat fresh. You can't wear him out here in the first half. And they did a nice job of that.
11 carries, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns, 8 yards per carry in the first half for Jared Payton. He dots the I behind Berlin. Initial possession for either team. Second half, Moss dropped it. Make it Quadrant Hill. A quick screen pass to the fullback. Couldn't make the play. And it'll be second and 10.
Quick play action here and getting Hill out into the flat, and he was open. Good block there by Payton. He's certainly wide open. Just classic case of running with it before you catch it.
Moore and Beer are split out to the left of Berlin on second and 10 for the Canes. Lots of movement before the snap. Right up front. Antoine Burton at 330 pounds. Got the big body rolling a beat early.
That's the third time now that Berlin has pulled him off sides.
Off sides on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
You could see it right there, just a little twitch of the shoulders, and that was good enough to get the big guy. Doesn't that drive you crazy? And they got the ball right in front of you there, and as a coach, I've never quite understood that, especially for the nose tackle. Happens all the time.
That big fella, Antoine Burton, also has got a big bench press. Team best 535 pounds.
Wow.
Western New York native. Peyton Carey's trying the left side. Had to get to the 30 for the first down. And he is very close to that. Ryan Wallace chased him out of bounds on that left sideline.
You know, in Peyton's running style here, I mean, he is a north and south runner. He's not going to trick you a lot. He follows his blocks well. He has a lot of patience in the hole, and he's just going to lower those pads and get whatever he can get. Two hands over the ball, real good right there. Ball in the outside hand. That's just a solid running back making a good play. About 8-yard gain.
Just enough for the Miami first down. First drive, second half continues for the Canes. Time for Berlin. Looks for more. Off his right hand and incomplete. On that far side, Lamb was close on the coverage.
And that's a misfire, really, because he had him open, and that was an audible at the line of scrimmage. They were into an 8-man front, so he audibled to the throw against us. Good decision. Just again, didn't quite execute it.
He's throwing into the wind there a bit, Doug. That might have contributed to the ball sailing a bit on Brock Berlin. It's pretty
good breeze now coming in from that north end zone. Yep.
North end zone's wide open here at the Orange Bowl. Wind can come right at you. Second and 10 from the Canes 30. On top of your screen, the man in motion. And it's Peyton. They're dancing through some tacklers out to about the 37-yard line.
He's just very, very efficient as a running back. I've really been searching for the best word. I think that describes him. He's very efficient. He just keeps those feet kind of moving and keep moving forwards and gets a solid 6, 7, 8 yards. And, of course, this offensive line, let's face it, when they want to, they can just get down and knock them right off the football, and they did right there.
Doug, last week, career best 26 carries, 97 yards against Florida State for Jared Payton. He is over 100, actually exactly at 100 yards right now. 13 carries, an even century mark after the 7-yard pickup for Jared Payton. Pass over the middle is brought in. Warren made the catch, but he's shy of the first down. He was belted as soon as he had it.
I guess he was.
Yazid Jackson, the outstanding free safety for Temple, got there first and made a big hit. It'll be fourth down.
Yeah, they're going to have to, here comes the punt team on the field for Miami. Good start for Temple in the second half. They just keep hanging in there. Just keep hanging in there. Hang tight. Good things will eventually happen if you believe it.
Monroe to kick. He'll release from close to his 30-yard line. Demir Cobb. Fake. DJ Williams. Lots of room. One man back. DJ Williams is going to score on a fake punt. Touchdown Miami. 61 yards for Williams.
And did you see the running back type moves when he broke the line of scrimmage? Very, very well executed fake punt. I mean, I tell you, he broke Scott clean. A direct snap to the fullback. Take a look at it right here. Watch the direct snap to Williams. There's the trap block right there. Wow, look at that hole. They just trapped the defense. Watch this move right here for a linebacker. Look at that. Whoa, what an athlete. And what a huge, that's a backbreaker for Miami. That is a backbreaker.
He came to Miami as a fullback. Was converted to a linebacker where he's been a superstar here in South Florida. And Bobby Wallace has just got to wonder what in the world just happened. We were down 10, about to get the ball back. And then the fake punt to Williams. The only one back was Demir Cobb. He's a wide receiver. He doesn't want to make a play here on a big linebacker. 250-plus pounds, rambling right at you. Miami's got a big lead. The definition of backbreaker for Temple. For the ninth time this year, DJ Williams, Larry Coker, and Miami have scored a non-offensive touchdown. At least one now in 6 of the 7 games they've played. They had just 6 last year. The fake punt to the linebacker DJ Williams, and he busted loose for a touchdown, completely changing the complexion of the game.
Yeah, and that's a call by the head coach. And we talked earlier about Larry Coker being involved in all phases of the special teams for Miami. That was his call right there. That's a confident head coach that'll make that call.
Monroe to kick off. Trouble there from Porter. Comes to Fenton instead. And he's swarmed under it inside the 15-yard line. That is where Temple will take over. From high above, a blimp view, what did that fake punt for a touchdown look like?
Well, you're going to see a quick trap right here, a direct snap to the fullback. Very well. Now, look at the gap right there. And, of course, there's nobody there because that's the scheme that Temple uses. That's why they had the fake call on. And a great job by Williams of advancing the football down the field, putting it in the end zone.
Just feel terribly there for Demir Cobb. He's the last man between DJ Williams and a touchdown. And the last thing Williams wants to do there is be tripped up. Quick shovel play. Look at Wilfork reading. Porter was absolutely crushed by the huge behemoth Vince Wilfork at 345 pounds.
The shovel ran into the wheelbarrow right there.
Baby.
Watch it right. Look at Vince. Oh, my Lord. Wow. Excellent eyes by Vince. Excellent eyes to see that coming and set right back to it, because that's kind of a sucker play for the defensive tackle.
Out of Point Beach, Florida. Second on the team with the 4 sacks we saw. The tackle for loss up to 5.5 this year in that category. McGann, shotgun. Going deep. Has a man there in Cobb, but it's overthrown by a few yards. Demir had gotten past the coverage in Kelly Jennings.
And a late flag came in at the line of scrimmage, and I think this is going to be against Temple. Personal foul, hold. One of those.
Dead ball. Personal foul on the offense. Half the distance to the goal. 3rd down.
And I couldn't see exactly what happened, but something occurred there very late in that play to bring that flag out. And now the fake punt, and look at all the momentum here, Dave, suddenly seems to turn to Miami. I mean, they look at the kickoff. They pin him down inside the 15-yard line. There you see Bobby Wallace. He doesn't like what's going on here one bit, I promise you. But, boy, this is a dangerous situation now for Temple. They've got to keep this thing close if they're going to have any chance here. They've got to hang in there and withstand this Miami barrage. 3rd and 20.
Difficult situation gets even harder here for Temple.
From your 7-yard line. Very difficult.
Shotgun again. Back to either side of McGann. Still plenty of time left. 3rd quarter. Quick handoff. It is again Jamil Porter. Not much there for him. Trying to get at least to the 10-yard line. He's shy of that to the 8, and that's where Temple will have to punt the ball away. Carroll, his 2nd tackle of the day.
I think they surprised Miami a little bit with all the different ways they ran the football out of the shotgun in the first half. But Vilma, the middle linebacker, was certainly ready for that one.
4th point of the day for McLaughlin, who so far has averaged more than 52 yards a kick. He's been one of the top weapons for the Owls.
He's punting with the wind here.
Quite a gust at his back. From his end zone, he does release. And again, turns over a nice kick. Darnell Jenkins grabs it at his 43-yard line, and that is where the Canes take over 1st and 10 after a 50-yard boot again from McLaughlin. Special teams, Bobby Wallace told us during the week, would be absolutely critical. He didn't think there'd be a fake punt for a touchdown, though, by DJ Williams. .968 win percentage for Coach Larry Coker, about to go up, you would think, with a 17-point lead. But in that timeout, Doug Graber, really impressed by Coach Coker going after the offense, challenging them to keep the pressure on Temple this point of the game.
Well, that takes a lot of guts to make that call on a fake punt. And I'll tell you what, that's really been the key play of the game right now, no question.
On the Canes 43. End around. Tester, a freshman, gets inside Temple territory. Pickup of 9. Zeke Jackson tracks him down at 6th tackle of the game for the senior free safety from Sayreville, New Jersey.
And that's a true freshman that they really, really are excited about in the future. He runs 4.3. He's got great speed. He's good in the open field. Talking to Larry Coker the other day, they really think he's got a chance to be something special here at Miami.
Great start to his career returning kicks. We talked about a 97-yard return for a touchdown from Hester. He's hurt, though. Didn't play until he returned last week against Florida State. Peyton, a nice run, but flags are down. That is once again in the holding vicinity, which has haunted the Canes all day long. One more time.
Yep. Wow. Art Kehoe not going to be happy with that.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, second down.
Should be saying, who's that? Who's the man? Take a look at it right here. Looks like Myers, the right guard, right there. Yes, it is. He's got a piece of him. Not a real bad hold, just a little tiny grab. I think that's the biggest difference in these Miami teams now as opposed to 7 or 8 years ago. I think their offensive linemen are actually better than they were then. They've always had the great skill every place else.
Interesting story about Joel Rodriguez, the center, we'll tell you about in a moment after this play. Here's Berlin heading off. Peyton again. Hit by Wallace at about the 45 of Miami. Talking about Joel Rodriguez, the center. Several former Hurricane star offensive linemen, Bryant McKinney, Joaquin Gonzalez, Brett Romberg, all these guys in the NFL called Rodriguez, Myers, Carlos Joseph, all the offensive linemen in the Florida State week and said, look, under no circumstance will you lose this game. We're going to be watching closely. It wasn't just one phone call to Joel. It was several. And then afterward, everyone wanted Rodriguez, Myers, and Joseph's cell phone numbers to congratulate them as well. A huge victory by 8 in Tallahassee last weekend. Berlin fires. Near side complete. Sinners Moss there will bring that in. Ray Lamb on the cut.
That is a great job of converting another third down again, and he went out of bounds right at the marker. That is a very well-coached offensive football team. And, Coach Chudzinski told me they really work on all these situations. They work on every single third down situation. Look at this, right at the marker. They're excellent job. He got it by about 2 feet. Knew exactly where he had to get to.
Sonoris Moss running the route perfectly. Nice throw as well by Berlin. Only one who can make that catch was Moss. Beard doubles back in motion. Peyton looks for a hole again. He's got one. Plowing tacklers backward inside the Temple 40 to about the 38-yard line. Ryan Wallace again in on the stop.
You know, Peyton averaged 8 yards a carry in the first half, and I'll tell you what, it looks like he's staying right on his track, right on his average here in the second half. And again, credit the offensive line as well. Just look at the leg drive here, and again, you think size doesn't help in strength. Watch the leg drive. He just puts the pads down and goes and gets it right there.
After the 7-yard, Peyton pick up 2nd and 3. Canes again on the move. Sees the momentum after the DJ Williams fake punt for a touchdown run. Hester has got it. 20-yard line, a nice move. Tracked down from behind by Lawrence Wade. Lost the ball late. Temple says they might have a crack at it, but the officials disagree.
Hester came right back and got it. That was a great job of him. He got the ball stripped, but he came right back and got it.
22-yard gain from Devin Hester, the true freshman Miami receiver.
You know, and to me, take a look at it right. Look at this. Boy, he is lightning in the open field, isn't he? Wow. Nice job of coming back and getting the football right there.
Stripped nicely by Lawrence Wade, but heads up play, as you mentioned, from Hester to quickly grab it. The Canes keep the football. Just outside the 7-yard line, 1st and goal. Threatening to blow it open against Bobby Wallace and the Owls. Big East matchup. Canes trying to stay unbeaten. Here's Peyton. Got 2 touchdown runs already. Tripped up inside the 5. Ryan Wallace again got there. 7 tackles. The outstanding sophomore from Potsdam, Pennsylvania.
Key thing being in the running game, no negative plays. Every play, even though it's 2 yards, 3 yards, 8 yards, it doesn't matter. You don't get into that 2nd and 11 or 12. North and south, up the field. Off the football comes the offensive line. Really starting to dominate right now. And right now you've got Kevin Everett, 84, in at tight end, along with Winslow.
So nice view from high above. Another beautiful day here in South Florida.
Oh my.
Little bootleg play, wide open, touchdown. It is Kevin Everett for the Miami touchdown. The junior brings in the easy grab of 3 yards from Brock Berlin. And Miami expands the lead, trying to run away from Temple here in the second half.
And believe it or not, Everett, a junior college transfer, is actually faster than Winslow, if you can believe that. Another great young tight end coming at Miami. You talk about wide open. Wow.
Transfer from Kilgore Junior College. He's out of Port Arthur, Texas. Petty tacks on the point after. And just like that, what was a 10-point gain to begin this third quarter. Temple about to get the ball back. The fake punt for a touchdown. Another effective Canes drive capped off by the Everett 3-yard touchdown grab. Berlin, 187 yards through the air today. So second fiddle to Kellen Winslow. Kevin Everett had all of 2 catches, no touchdowns heading into this game with Temple, but a big TD grab there from Berlin a moment ago. Capping off another effective drive from high above. Doug, here's how it broke down.
What a great shot that is, and it's so easy to see from up there. Why couldn't the linebacker see that tight end release?
Definition of wide open. Monroe, again that short kick. Look out! Conan Fenton ran into his own man there, which could have been enormous trouble for the Owls. He and Miller collided.
We're having
awfully tough on the communication with the crowd cheering. You're over on that sideline on a short ball.
Communication is the key to success, and we're lacking it right there on the kickoff return team. And there's Bobby. He's talking to him. Come on, young man, make the call. Me, 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 you. It is not complicated. 2 guys going for the ball, and that is dangerous. They're lucky they got away with that. Poor field position again.
Mark Miller and Fenton on a little collision there. From the 19, Temple takes over again. Cobb with a flag down. Hurtling tackler, his athletic move, Demir Cobb. And as he tried to get out to the 40-yard line, but there is a penalty marker now. Mo Sykes helping upend the athletic Demir Cobb. 20-yard pickup, but let's check out the penalty.
Temple taking a page out of Miami's notebook with running the crossing routes. There may have been a pick. I don't know. It's exactly what it was. Offensive interference. That means they picked that linebacker. Had a double crosser coming across.
Pass interference on the offense. Half the distance from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
Let's take a look to see if we can see it. Watch Cobb here come across right here. Let's see if we can see the... No, I didn't see the pick right there. That must have been on the other side of the field, I'm guessing. But that's what definitely the call was, because he did come scot-free.
Yeah, you can see the play develop on the illegal pick. So watch Demir Cobb speak of athleticism. Whoa. Mo Sykes and Roll trying to take him out, along with Marshall. Backs up the Owls even more. 1st and 20 now. Just over 7 to go, third quarter. It's been all Miami in the second half. McGann with a quarterback draw. Will Fork among many to get to the quarterback, Mike McGann. There's Sean Taylor, who's injured, had a shoulder procedure this week. Minor operation, we're told by the Canes coaches. Should be back for the November 1st showdown at Virginia Tech. What a one-man wrecking crew, Doug, he was last week. See the 6 picks. He had 2 interceptions last week against their arch rival Seminoles. Brought one back 50 yards for a score. He could have had 4 picks. He also made a recovery and a block punt.
He was dominating last week, and he's got 6 of their 8 interceptions as a team.
What a game he had. Talk about speed and power. He is huge. Zarka over there with Williams on coverage. And here is again the day that Sean Taylor had in Tallahassee. Chris Ricks is never going to forget. 26 and white. This is the pick return, 50 yards, Coach.
Yeah, that's 230-pound safety now. And look at the moves and look at him run the football. He'll be back for Virginia Tech.
Yes, indeed. Mo Sykes returning after his sprained knee. He missed last week's game. And you mentioned it at halftime. Taylor is a different breed out there.
Yes, he is.
NFL level player, no question. 3rd and 17, McGann at Temple. Crossing route right over the middle. Brought in there by Buchi Ibe. He'll be shy of the first down despite all the dancing toward the 25-yard line. Needed the 20. And Temple facing in the 4th down.
Again, though, that's a positive play. You don't convert, but at least you get yourself some room to punt and give your good punter now a chance to directional punt again into the sideline. Let's see if he can pin him into the sideline again. He has been very, very effective today, especially when he's punting from the north end with that wind at his back. His directional punts have been outstanding.
Montrell Roll awaits the kick again from McLaughlin. Without question, as Doug just mentioned, has been the weapon for Temple today. That gusting breeze behind him. Really kicking up now. Another nice kick. Roll at his 35. Looks for some help. Tries the middle, then looks to bounce outside of the right. Still on his feet into Temple territory. Colin Hannigan tracked him down on special teams. Reserve tight end for Temple. To about the 47-yard line. 40-yard punt, 17 on the return. Next Saturday at noon Eastern, Syracuse and Pittsburgh, Big East game of the week. A battle of two of the most explosive offenses in the conference. Orangeman with Walter Reyes and Larry Fitzgerald, a great wide receiver of the Pittsburgh Panthers. Is he spectacular? But what? One of his incredible grabs he's had this year. It's all coming up. Check your local listings for game times, stations in your area.
A lot of the backups now in for Miami on this series, especially in the offensive line.
Krupp is going to come in. This time we've seen him today. Berlin out. Gathers is in as the running back. This is Moss. And Norris Moss is going to score, but there are flags everywhere. 3 flags come down. Not 1, but 3, which should negate the 47-yard touchdown play to Sonoris Moss. And we had laundry flying from all officials on the field, it appeared, for a second there.
I think that was a clip by the other wide receiver. I think it was Beard. I'm not positive, but that's what the call was.
So that will come back, much to the dismay of Larry Coker. Talking closely with Darnell Jenkins.
Yep.
Eagle block in the back on Miami. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Boy, the depth of this program, the depth of this talent, they just keep bringing them in, and they all look good. Take a look at it right here. Look at Moss here. This is another young player. Of course, watch this. Look at this move. Oh, Lord. Right back in the same direction. And you just can't quite see that. Right there is the clip right there that was called. Right there. No question about that.
Darnell Jenkins. They did pick up 22 yards of the play. Gathers right up the middle with another flag flying. Yet another penalty. We've had so many of those. Wallace brought down Gathers. It looks like.
Well, Larry Coker has something now to get their attention this week in practice. Obviously going to have to eliminate these foolish penalties.
Holding again, Doug.
Wow. Is that 7, 8? Is that 8 holding penalties now? That's amazing. I don't know if I've ever seen
one was declined, but it would be up to 8 if they had taken all of them.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
So the Canes, their own worst enemy right now. 2 big calls, negating a powerful drive here, and wiping a touchdown off the board.
And right now you have basically the whole second team offensive line in there. You've got Everett, the second tight end in the game, the quarterback. You basically have your 2s out there. And believe me, these guys have some athletic talent now as well. They've been waiting for this opportunity.
Timeout, Miami. First charge, timeout.
Crudup takes the timeout. Didn't like what he saw from the Temple defense. 4:39 to go here in this third quarter.
Dave, I've been coming to Miami the 10 years I spent as a coach in the NFL, coming down here to work out players and everything. And in my opinion, the things that separate this program are the tradition that these guys have established. the work ethic of these players on their own is absolutely incredible. Amazing work ethic, and that's a tradition. That's expected when you come to Miami. Without a coach pushing you, you do it. The other thing is all the players that go through here feel a real responsibility to keep this thing going. All of them, just as you mentioned, they call back all the time. They come back all the time. They are very demanding on the young players that are here to maintain the tradition.
Who was that last loss to, Doug? Check it out. Virginia Tech. And that's the big showdown coming up in Blacksburg.
26 straight, that's amazing. And of course, how many straight is it here at the Orange Bowl now? And obviously it's at this point where we have to say they're going to add another one, looks like today.
It'll be 26 if they hang on here against Temple. The last loss at home against West Virginia. Actually, the streak started against West Virginia in '99. Last home loss to Penn State, 27-23 that year.
Of course, you know, tremendous talent here in South Florida. That's obviously a major factor in how good they've been as well.
Crudup gets the setup after the timeout. Play action. Some time over the middle. Caught there by Jason Gathern out of the backfield. Inside the Temple 30 to the 28. Lawrence Wade brought him down to the grass. Pickup of 8.
You know, and Crudup looks very, very comfortable, and he's made every single throw. He has been right on the money. He looks good. And, you know, they've got a young, true freshman quarterback from California, Kyle Wright, that they think is going to be the next great one here, and he's just a true freshman.
Second and 12 officially now for the Canes. Been all Miami in the second half. Crudup runs for his life. Keats spins away from trouble. Inside the 25, down to about the 22-yard line. Nice run for Derek Crudup. Burton finally, his huge frame, 330 pounds. Along with Gore involved in the stop.
Again, very athletic here. The defensive front of Temple now has to be wearing down a little bit in this heat. And again, you've got a bunch of guys who, that front has had all kinds of injury problems, have not practiced consistently for a long time. Tough to overcome, it really is. What a great shot from up above.
Wouldn't mind having that for some coaching film, huh?
That's good.
At the all-22, you can break it down. 3rd and 7. Crudup, design roll out left. He'll keep good running quarterback and runs over Wallace in the process and has another Miami first down. Down to the 14-yard line.
And again, that's the emphasis of practicing those situations. He knew exactly where he had to go to get to that first down yardage, and he lowered his pads and he went and got it. Outstanding job of recognizing and understanding third down situations, what you have to do to be successful.
Sprint roll out from Crudup, great speed. Very athletic quarterback at 6'1", 206, the junior from Deerfield Beach, Florida. Of course, waited his turn behind the great Ken Dorsey. And now Berlin has taken over. Here's Gather's left side, plowing toward the 10. He'll gain the 10-yard line. He's got just under 2 to go in his third quarter.
You know, in Temple last year, of course, was ranked 18th in the country in defense. They were ranked 19th the year before that, but they really lost, I think, 9 out of 11 starters to that defensive team, and this is certainly a rebuilding year for them defensively. And throw in all the injuries they've had, makes it very difficult to get any continuity going.
Total defense the last 2 years.
Very
top 20 for Temple. National. Impressive statistics. But 9 new starters will do it. Taken in by Kobia. Kyle, the fullback, is inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line.
Sets up another third down. Now, I'd be anxious to see what the play call is here, but I'll guarantee you'll see people moving in the direction to make sure they have enough yardage for the 1st and 10.
Temple defense to finish out that story, averaging about 382 yards given up per game this year, heading into this one. 315 and 312 per game the last 2 years. That, under their coordinator Raymond Monica, put them 18th and 19th total defense in the country. Some good things there. Quick pass, Everett inside the 5-yard line. He's got enough for another Miami first down. Donnie Coleman brought him down, but Everett has had himself a nice game today, getting some more playing time, with Winslow taking a breather thanks to the big lead.
And shockingly, he caught that ball right at the down marker and leaned forward, got about an extra 3. But I'll tell you what, Everett, you talk about a tradition here at Miami, the tight end position is becoming just that. And of course, offensive coordinator Rob Chudzinski is another former Miami tight end himself. He knows, he played the position, he knows how to get the ball to tight end. And Everett is going to be right along the lines of Winslow and all the Franks and all the great ones they've had here.
Gathers, tries the middle. Stop there. Got about 2. We saw the first down stat a moment ago. What a thorough domination by Miami. Ticked down under a minute left in this third quarter. Crude up on the drive, 4 for 4 through the air, 48 yards. And he and Berlin have had outstanding accuracy combined at the quarterback spot today.
Yeah, this is Buck Ortega in at really the backside tight end. He's a wide receiver, number 15, but he's in at the backside tight end here in this power formation.
Gathers, drives toward the goal line, a touchdown. Jason Gathers from 2 yards out gives Miami another 6. And the Canes domination at the tail end of the third quarter just about complete.
Right, if you're Larry Coker, now take a look at it right here. This little counter play, good block by the fullback. Nice block by the backside tackle pulling. That was Joe McGrath, senior, big senior offensive tackle.
Petty tacks on the point after to make it a 45-14 game. 9 plays, 47 yards. It ate up about 4.5 minutes of clock for Larry Coker. Trying to go 31-1 to begin his coaching career at Miami, and he's in the driver's seat for that exact number to work out.
Yep, that's just the counter play, and a nice job of just sticking it up in there. And big Joe McGrath, big senior offensive tackle, pushing it back. Now, if you're Larry Coker, you've got to be very pleased now, obviously, with this turn of events. And right now, I'll guarantee you, he's already thinking, okay, now I've got to. He has an open date next week. He's mentally thinking ahead to practice, the things they have to work on. They got 2 weeks to prepare for Virginia Tech, and then right after that, coming in here, they have Tennessee. Virginia Tech and Tennessee back to back, and they have to continue improving as a football team. And if they do that, then they'll be in good shape for both those games. The happy young man right there, senior.
Big day for Jason Gathers. Touchdown catch and now the touchdown run. His father had been very outspoken in the Miami papers this week about how he didn't want his son to ever switch to receiver from running back. A great high school career as a running back, but as you talked about, the incredible stockpile of talent. First-round NFL caliber guys, the McGahees and the Gores of the world. I mean, Clinton Portis, you're talking about some big names.
And don't forget, Frank Gore was the starter ahead of McGahee 2 years ago. I mean, those are 2 incredibly gifted running backs right there. And they're very happy with the progress of Frank Gore. He had the ACL early this season, and are looking forward to him coming back. And probably not in the spring, but he'll be back next fall.
Second time in 3 years. Amazing. He had 3 straight 100-plus yard games before that game in West Virginia when he was hurt again. Ball taken there by Miller. Remember, he ran into Fenton the last time. It was kicked short by Brian Monroe. Does the same thing against that very thick breeze. And it gives Temple some pretty good field position here in the final seconds of the third quarter.
That time they got it squared away.
Remember, this was just a 10-point game at the half. Noah Porter had that 69-yard touchdown burst. And kept Temple certainly in this game, but in the second half, Doug, look at that. 14 yards, that's been it. The Owl offense has been able to muster. Walter Washington back in at quarterback for Temple. Pressure flushed out of the pocket. Remember, he's about 240-plus pounds. Tries to roll over Jonathan Vilma, which is no easy task. Vilma involved in his 7th tackle of the game. That is it for the third quarter. Time of possession, a huge stat. Miami has nearly doubled Temple in that category. Winslow, a big game. Of course, Williams, the fake punt, really changed the momentum. And Everett has chipped in as well with his first ever touchdown catch as a Hurricane. Thumbs up in South Florida. They've got a big lead. High above the Orange Bowl, near downtown Miami. Dave Ryan, Doug Graber, our entire ESPN Plus Big East football crew. Happy to join us today in what was a challenge early in this one for Miami. But in the second half, they have run away and hidden from Temple. Washington, again out of the shotgun bearing. Vince Wilfork, all 345 pounds of him, able to smother Walter Washington, which is not easy to do. Walter's a big quarterback. First sack of the game. Our Guinness game summary, Coach.
Jared Payton, I'll tell you what, it's a nice solid day for him. Brock Berlin, a nice solid day. I'm impressed he's getting better all the time. Jamil Porter had the one huge play for Temple that really changed things for a while. 493 yards from Miami.
Shoulder started to sag for Temple on that fake punt for a touchdown from Williams. No question. Again, Washington running for his life. Makes a nice move. Runs into a lineman, stays on his feet. Walter Washington a spin. And as he tried to get to midfield, finally Antrell Roll from his right cornerback spot came up and put down Walter.
They've shown a lot of the athleticism and the strength right there, but all for naught. Fourth down. Now let's see, are they going to go for it here? They may be going for this. Midfield. Yeah. Very nice. Good athlete right there. It's just a shame that he was not able to get here for spring football and really learn that offense. And here now you got the punt team on the field.
Saw a lot of Washington last week in the BC game in Philadelphia. Very athletic, mobile quarterback as we saw. 500-pound bench presser is Walter Washington. McLaughlin back on the punt. He's had a very good day. Darnell Jenkins, the deep man. Angling for the near corner. Jenkins dances out of bounds at about the 5. So the Canes take over.
Boy, that punter
in our fourth quarter.
He has had some day now for Temple. He has been just absolutely terrific. McLaughlin has been terrific.
44-yarder there for Mike McLaughlin. One of the top weapons for Temple. They're way down, though, at the Orange Bowl this afternoon. Head-to-head with Temple the last 4 meetings. Miami had outscored the Owls 182-38. A little bit closer in this one, Coach, most of the way anyway.
It really was. It was an outstanding game throughout the first half. And again, you see Payton here. He certainly has had a big day, over 100 yards rushing. But that's the play right there, the fake punt, that really broke Temple's back. And it's been all Miami ever since then, just totally dominating now in every phase of the game.
DJ Williams probably never imagined when he left the fullback spot to be a linebacker that he'd score in that fashion.
And that was great execution, too. That is not as easy as it looks.
Britt stays in the game. Berlin's day certainly over now, unless Temple really turn things around. Tyron Moss, ball carrier there. Wallace involved in his 9th tackle of the game. 4-yard pickup for Moss.
And this is exactly the way that Coach Coker would like to script it now. It's a great opportunity to get some of these second, young offensive linemen in the game, your young running backs, your young wide receivers, get them some experience because that's just going to make you better now as you continue to increase that depth.
Second and 6. Play action, Krupp's got it. Dances out of his end zone, fires near side. And ball is brought in, 25-yard line by Devin Hester.
Well, I'll tell you what, Krupp has come in and he really has been very, very impressive. He has made every single throw right on the money. Very athletic, looks very comfortable running everything. Look at here, the good play action fake. Very athletic coming out here to his left, making a great throw right on the sideline.
16-yard pickup.
Depth. Boy, that's unbelievable, the depth of this football program. That's why they're so good.
Yeah, you're in your second, third string, and you're still blue chip high school All-American type players. And mostly from right here in South Florida. The lay handoff. Carry again is Tyrone Moss. He is a freshman from Pompano Beach. Close to the 30. And they need the 35 for the next first down. They'll keep that clock rolling. Under 12 to go. Now here in the fourth quarter.
And obviously with Tyrone Moss, he probably would have been redshirted this year. But with the injury to Gore, that bumps him up in the batting order. Now they need him.
Win streaks on the line for Miami. All will certainly appear to remain intact. 39 regular season games. The lone loss, of course, Ohio State Fiesta Bowl in that OT thriller in Tempe last winter. And that was some movement left side of the line for the Kings.
That was Rashad Butler, 6'5", 275-pound sophomore, just a little bit antsy.
Prior to snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Larry Coker's team has endured 10 penalties, 98 yards in this game, which is higher than their average. Pretty highly penalized team anyway to begin with.
There's Brock Berlin looking on.
Reasonably pleased. He goes quarterback to the baseball cap on backwards. That's always a good sign. We got the big lead. Means you're done for the day. I just got to worry about those media interviews, right?
Yeah.
What are you going to say to the paper?
You know, David, I had the occasion last year to Larry Coker invited me to a dinner with his team on a trip of a game I was doing, and I got to tell you something. I was most impressed with the way this football team represented themselves, the way they dressed, their behavior, their attitudes. I mean, first class. I mean, it was very, very impressive to me.
Incredible operation Larry Coker has going on here. Blitz, big hit. Crudup goes down hard. He was just crushed.
Well, totally unblocked, and of course he never saw him coming.
And Conti came in and nailed him for a 9-yard loss.
Yeah, and that's Temple really is not a blitzing style of defense. And you look at it, see from the left of your screen right there. Ooh, that's dangerous. You never saw him coming. And just take a listen to this now. Listen to the It's a contact sport.
Monroe into punt, releases from just outside the 10. Another booming kick, high spiral. Demir Cobb, the fair catch, just outside the 31-yard line of Temple. An incredible 48-yard kick again with the win for Monroe.
Great hang. Great hang time. I'll tell you, that is a heck of an athlete now. That is not just a punter. That's an athlete.
Under 10 to go, fourth quarter games. We saw those win streaks about to be extended today. Beautiful sunny South Florida. Providing these pictures, the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes each year. The Goodyear Blimps visit over 100 communities and participate in dozens of telecasts at major sporting events. I'm very glad they're here today. Coach Gravers, love to see those high angles.
Beautiful, beautiful football film too. Absolutely.
Washington in there. Again, the shotgun fires over the middle, incomplete. Looking there for Goodman at midfield.
Now, defensively for Miami right now, this is kind of a mix. They haven't gone to a full-scale substitution yet, but they've been substituting the whole game, really. That is Leon Williams is in, though, at middle linebacker, number 44, a sophomore.
Getting back to that sack of Crudup by Sadiq Conti on the blitz. The first sack Miami has given up since the Florida game, believe it or not.
Yeah, and only their fourth of the year.
Amazing. Nice play made as Fenton caught it. Montrell Roll put him down. Then a penalty flag is on the turf here with 9:36 to go, fourth quarter.
I think they're going to get the Miami corner for holding, possibly defensive holding. Let's see. Face mask. Sometimes happens. He had his hands. He was pressing him at the line of scrimmage and somehow got his hands caught up in his face mask. Happens. Boy, can you get any more down to earth than Larry Coker?
As easy a coach to get along with as there is in the country.
Amazing.
You never know he's accomplished what he has.
Face mask on the defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat second down.
9.5 minutes from a 31-1 record to begin his coaching career. As you mentioned, a longtime assistant.
Still said the other day he probably thinks it's still a little bit more fun to be an assistant, and I agree. I mean, it's not always fun being the head coach, even when you're 30-1.
The limelight is always on you. Everyone knows every single move. You're a coordinator even. Not nearly the pressure you face as a major Division I head coach. You know that all too well. Washington over the middle, looking for Goodman again. And Sykes had him lined up for a big hit. Falls incomplete at midfield. And talk about the incredible start for Larry Coker. About to be 31-1. A 968 win percentage. Those are records.
Pretty good names there, huh?
Walter Camp dating back to the late 1800s at Yale. Not far behind some incredible legends on that list there, including Frank Leahy. Founding fathers of college football. Play action, Washington keeps, avoids one rush, and then put down. Javon Netton got to him.
You know, and this really shows what can happen when you take away the run, because obviously the run is a non-factor now, and the Sharks are starting to line up and bring it. And I'll tell you, they got a lot of folks that can do it.
6-yard loss for the Owls and Walter Washington, and again, they'll have to punt.
That was big Kareem Brown in there, and Santonio Thomas, and Javon Netton. Bringing it up the front, and boy, I'll tell you what, good coverage down the field.
McLaughlin again will kick, this time Darnell Jenkins. The turn man set up. Big day for McLaughlin, certainly saw those numbers. Full end over end line drive kick. Not prototypical of the great boots he's had all day long. Ends up inside the 40-yard line of the Canes. Well, take over again.
He had a great day punting. He's not very happy with that one.
30-yard effort there for McLaughlin for Bobby Wallace, who will fail again to win his 100th career game as head coach. But still more time to go for Coach Wallace and the Owls this season. Today's Big East Conference football action has been brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands with Allstate. By Guinness Draft Stout. Enjoy responsibly the world over. The J-Team, only at Jiffy Lube, the Well Oil Machine. By Outback Steakhouse, no rules, just right. By GM Goodwrench, home of Mr. Goodwrench, the one and only GM expert. By the United States Army, an army of one. And by Prestone, when you want protection inside and out, you want the Prestone family. Hey, Ryan, Doug Graber, our entire crew, Orange Bowl in Miami. About 49,000, the announced crowd here. Certainly have enjoyed seeing another Canes win. We'll have the off week, as we mentioned before, Virginia Tech. How do you see that one shape up?
Well, it's at Blacksburg, and I'll tell you what, you know, in Virginia Tech, I think this is their best team in many, many years. If this Miami team continues to improve like this, though, they'll be tough to beat.
Crudup remains in the game, taking a huge sack from Sadiq Conti. Last possession, burst up the middle. It is Tyrone Moss. Second and third efforts give him 21 yards to the 40-yard line at Temple. Another big run. And now a player shaken up.
This true freshman, 223 pounds. Look at him just kind of keep his feet working, wind his way through. He's got some size and power.
Another blue chip running back. Surprise, surprise.
Yep.
See why Gathers got moved. There's too many talented people ahead of him.
Absolutely.
Jared Payton's day has been done for about an hour now. Moss again tries the right side inside the 35-yard line to the 33. Give him 7 more. It'll be 2nd and 3 coming up now. And Tyrone Moss and the Canes, 7.5 on the rolling clock, 4th quarter. Standing between Miami and its 7th win of the season. Temple will drop to 1-6 and 0-2 in league play.
South Florida, a pretty exciting place right now. The Canes are undefeated. The Marlins go up to Yankee Stadium, and the lines the other day just buying the Marlins gear were amazing coming in.
Yeah, I guess 4 hours at Pro Player Stadium. the Marlins fans here might see after the 2 at Yankee Stadium. 5-yard pickup there again. Moss across the 30, down about the 28. First down yardage one more time for Miami. So 17,000 the Marlins average, Doug, during the season, and once the playoffs hit, Marlin fever overflowing, and it is a sellout for all their home games in the World Series.
Well, this is a great shot right here, and I'll be surprised if you see the ball in the air at all. I think that Coach Coco just put it on the ground, let the clock run, grind it.
Moss has 8 catches, 84 yards. As you say that, there goes the pass, taken in by Darnell Jenkins. He's forced out of bounds just outside the Temple 20. Give him 8 more yards.
Life is full of surprises, right?
We all know that very well.
I have really been impressed with Derek Crudup today. I'll tell you, he is a good-looking athlete, and he has not had a bad throw yet. Every one has been right on the money. Amazing.
Coach Coker and the staff give him a lot of credit for hanging in there, really sticking with his emotions and commitment after losing out in spring ball to Brock Berlin as the #1 quarterback here. He waited behind Dorsey, waited patiently for his turn. In comes the transfer from Florida to take over. Moss again the carry. And one more time gets a Kane first down. About the 17 of Temple. This steamroll, depleted, very tired Temple defensive line at this point of the game.
They are really out on their feet, you know. And as the transfer Berlin came in, they had another talented freshman, Mark Gillian, a quarterback that just transferred to Alabama this fall.
If you come to play at University of Miami, you know you're going to have some stiff competition. Whatever your position might be. Here's Moss getting close to 100 yards himself. However, this one might come back due to a penalty. More laundry on the field. At least 3 flags dropped from different official positions.
That must have been an obvious hold. Yeah. No. Face mask.
It was an obvious face mask.
Yep. And, you know, another thing, this Miami staff here is has 6. You know,
on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. First down, Miami.
We'll see it right here. This was pretty obvious right there. Yep. Incidental. But, you know, this coaching staff here at Miami also has 6 former Hurricanes on the staff, and that really helps that tradition just keep rolling too. They played here, you know, they know how this is supposed to. Both coordinators played here at Miami.
Anthony DeGance, the reserve linebacker for Temple, guilty on that face mask. Lots of movement again. Up front for the Owls. What was
back.
First and goal?
Prior to snap. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Either the left tackle or the left guard. One of them just twitched a little bit.
.306 rushing yards here, Coach, for Miami this game on 39 carries. 95 yards for Moss. Peyton already over 100 yards. His day long since done. So again, the rushing defense for Temple is troubles. They were steamrolled last week by BC. Peyton had 115 on the ground. Moss again bursting up the middle. Touchdown, Miami. Tyrone Moss, 9 yards out. And the Canes really open it up here in the fourth quarter. 51-14. Ground game dominance. A huge theme this afternoon from the Orange Bowl.
And now you have 2 running backs with 100 yards. And again, this is the backup offensive line. Oh, great block right there. That's just good execution. That's all that is. It's great execution all the way across the board. That was a Tony Tella, number 61, that really threw the key block.
Even the backup kicker here, Doug, is going to get some reps. Mark Gent on the point after. You know you got a big lead when you can put your second-string kicker in the game. Get him some opportunities. The second back of the day, as Doug mentioned, to surpass 100 yards, 11 for 104 and a touch. Tyrone Moss. Let's take a look now at the outstanding back of the game, brought to you by Outback Steakhouse. Jared Payton.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a tough call because both of these backs have been very impressive, but Peyton Look at that, just good north and south running, very efficient running all day long, lowering the pads, getting the tough yards, running north and south. That's my style of running back right there. Nothing fancy there. You know, and of course I had an opportunity to coach against his dad when I was the defensive coordinator at Tampa, and I had the opportunity to coach 5 years against Kellen Winslow's dad when I was at Kansas City as the secondary coach. And it's kind of a thrill, and not kind of, it is a thrill to see their two sons out here and to see the outstanding young men they've become. And both those guys were class acts. I mean, they were great players, but they were class acts. And the beat goes on with these young men here.
What a story from Peyton, as you alluded to earlier. The trouble that he's had away from the field, the accident, having overcome the tragic loss of his legendary father, and of course waiting behind some unbelievable running backs here. Frank Gore, tragically for him, a second knee injury, and Peyton has persevered through all of his issues to once again be a featured back. Not only that, but he's been a superstar for them the last 2 games.
There's Art Kehoe. What a character he is, and what a terrific offensive line coach.
Jet handles the kickoff duties. Monroe is resting comfortably on the Canes bench here. Conan Fenton toward the 20, tripped up exactly at the 20-yard line. So Temple takes over here. Just over 5 to go, fourth quarter. Temple tries again. Home game next week against Rutgers. So 1 o'clock Eastern start. Lincoln Financial Field. Again, Bobby Wallace will bid for his 100th career coaching victory.
Have you seen Lincoln Financial Field yet?
I have. Beautiful.
I'm anxious to see it. Yep. There's Rutgers, then at Syracuse. It doesn't get any easier. Virginia Tech, Pitt, West Virginia. That's a tough trip to West Virginia. That's a tough place to play.
You know that all too well.
No.
I've seen a lot of games at Mountaineer Field.
Yeah.
Quick handoff. Ferguson bursting through. Seen a lot from Umar today. Junior out of Silver Springs, Maryland. Nice pickup of 20 for Temple to the 40-yard line. That's plenty of first down yards for the Owls. Brandon Merriweather tracked him down. The freshman from Apopka, Florida. Speaking of Rutgers, who is this guy on the night sideline? Boy, that old, hard, artificial turf of the Meadowlands, right, Coach?
You really had to dig deep into the archives now to come up with that, I promise you.
Hail Mary against Pittsburgh. What happened? A victory for Doug Graber that night. I'm sure that was a special memory for you.
That was the thrill. That was the first Rutgers victory ever over Pitt, so that was a lot of fun.
Demir Cobb there brought that ball in. But now doing some coaching yourself over in Europe and Germany. How do you enjoy that experience?
Oh, NFL Europe is absolutely terrific. It's fun. It's like going back to your roots as a coach. You're simply trying to help young players get better and finally make it to the next level. That's what it's all about.
Quick handoff. Umar Ferguson again. Crossing the 45, about the 46-yard line of Temple. Give him 6. Leon Williams from Brooklyn, New York City. Put him down. Imagine Leon. Got to be a Yankee fan.
Oh, I would definitely think so.
What a series that was. 2 great league championship series this year. Sean Taylor is thinking already about Blacksburg and returning in a couple of weeks. A minor surgical procedure on his shoulder this week.
It's amazing how they can do those scope procedures, and boom, they come right back in the week to 10 days.
Works out well, though. You figure a heavy favorite against Temple, then the off week. So plenty of time for Taylor to recuperate. Why risk anything with a superstar safety?
Yeah, absolutely.
6 interceptions. Was he ever dominant last week at Dallas? Incredible effort. We saw earlier today in our broadcast.
Got so many great ones here in this program now and down through the years, and now it's tradition. And you got to go back to Howard Schnellenberg. He's the guy that really got it started here initially. Jimmy Johnson did a great job. Dennis Erickson, Butch Davis did a terrific job here at a tough time in the program.
Quarterback drawn, 4th down for Washington. He is going to be stuffed. Needed to get just past midfield, won't get there. Dalton Wright, the reserve left end. McClover there to bottle up Walter Washington. And the ball goes back to Miami. Just over 3 to go, fourth quarter. Standing between the Canes and yet another win at the Orange Bowl. Let's take a look at our AT&T Wireless player of the game, quarterback Brock Berlin.
I thought he had an outstanding day, and the biggest thing I saw out of him was a lot of poise. He was very accurate when he needed to throw the ball away. He threw it away. Very efficient, very poised. That's what I saw. And they're confident he can make the plays when they need them to be made.
Touchdown passes to Gatherson Everett, as we saw. Like the decision-making, too, Doug. You brought that up earlier. Some of the problems he had to begin the season as a starter. Got in that huge hole against Florida with some ill-advised passes, bad decision-making. That's really turned around for him.
And that's the only way that you get better at that position. You have to play the game. And again, you talk about NFL Europe. I mean, that's the reason. Everybody's going to send their third quarterbacks over there to see who can play.
And you got to coach them.
Yeah, man, that's fun. I'll tell you what it is. And there's been a lot of good ones over there. The Bucs, Brad Johnson, that's where he first really got his opportunity to play. Certainly the young man with the St. Louis Rams, Kurt Warner.
Second and 7. Just over 2.5 to go.
Wow.
Another nice carry. Moss. Tyrone Moss dragging tacklers with him. Big yardage to the 30-yard line of Temple. Give him 16 as he tacks on 16 more to it. Already been a brilliant day. 123 yards dug down the day for Tyrone Moss. 115 for Peyton. He will show you the great sights and the viewpoint from above. There's pilot Larry Chambers. Thanks, Larry. Great job up there. Looks like a smooth ride. I've never been in a blimp before.
No, I don't think I want to go either.
Well, Larry will take us up.
Hey, but they gave us some great shots today. I really enjoyed that.
Doug, you speak about run dominance. The last time Miami had 2 100-plus yard rushers in one game, 2001 in a ball game against Syracuse. That's when Clinton Portis here is one more time. Moss carrying. Portis had 132. Gore had 151.
Wow.
Tyrone Moss continues to rack up yardage. Give him 129 after that 6-yard pickup.
I see a lot of strength. He's got great lower body strength. That's the thing.
Freshman.
Really, true freshman. Look at the legs. Look at those legs. He has got great strength. Lower body strength, balance, and he's got speed. That's another good one coming.
600 yards of total offense today for Miami.
Tire second and even in some cases third offensive lineman in the game here now for Miami.
Second and 4, 190 ticks to go until we have another Cane win. Lost one more time inside the 20-yard line of the 19, and yet again he has got first down yards, given 4 more, and the total continues to climb. We talked about his amazing high school career. 35 touchdowns in 2002, leading his high school, Eli High, Pompano Beach, to a state championship. 35 in one season.
Wow.
That same year, he rushed for 2,300 yards.
You come back here, look at his head, his arms. When you come back here next year, you're going to see some guns on that young man. They get in this weight program, and they got a great strength coach here at Miami.
He already runs the 110.9. He's got a vert jump of 33 inches. This guy's a stud as a true freshman. We talked all about it today. They're off next week, allowing Taylor and others to heal up, and then the big showdown, a primetime game on ESPN from Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, Virginia. You don't want to miss it. Virginia Tech, the Hokies, could be unbeaten heading in, head-to-head with Miami. Tennessee to follow, and some more tough Big East games to wrap up the regular season. Will they return to yet another, a third straight national championship game? It's possible.
Just going to kill the clock here now. It's a class move by Larry Coker. And I'll tell you, if you haven't been in Blacksburg on a Saturday night, buddy, it's going to be wild up there, I guarantee you.
Tyrone Moss, 135 yards. Jared Payton, 115 yards. 3 touchdowns between them, all combined for another victory for Larry Coker and Miami. 52-14. The Canes are still undefeated, ranked number 2 in the nation. More coming up. Cheers, Jeff. +600 yards of offense for Ibis and the Canes as they roll over Temple 52-14. 2 running backs, Doug, incredible today.
That really was. And again, Larry Coker got done what he had to get done. He got through the game. They improved as a football team. For Bobby Wallace, it was a tough one.
52-14 is the final. Don't forget, noon Eastern next week, it is Syracuse and Pittsburgh. For the entire crew and Doug Graber, it's Dave Ryan saying so long. 52-14 is the final. The proceeding has been a presentation of ESPN Plus, the worldwide leader in collegiate sports. A huge win for the Canes this afternoon.